Texas Stadium in Irving, Texas, with Dallas in the background for today's match between the Washington Redskins and the Dallas Cowboys. The Redskins, of course, led by the familiar face on the left side of your picture. That is George Allen and Tom Landry, the well-dressed one, the head coach of the Dallas Cowboys, the only one they've ever had. Texas Stadium with the hole in the roof, the artificial turf, the sellout crowd, and we say good afternoon. I'm Pat Summerall. This is Tom Brookshire, and you almost don't have to say anything, but it's the Cowboys against the Redskins.
Wild. It is the Cowboys averaging 4 touchdowns per game. That's their average, and the Redskins allowing only 1 touchdown per game on defense. Something's got to give.
What is the status as far as health is concerned? Drew Pearson, I know, is going to play with a brace on his left wrist.
Well, the rest of the Cowboys are in pretty good shape. Fitzgerald has a bum leg. The offensive center will be replaced by Rafferty. On the other side, Chris Hamburger will not play or call the defensive signals, and I think that could be the main factor for the Redskins. They are pretty much together outfit on defense.
What about the Cowboy situation as far as running backs are concerned? We have heard about Preston Pearson. We've also heard about Tony Dorsett.
The world's most celebrated substitute is Tony Dorsett, but I think the very fact that he comes in off the bench is an advantage for the Dallas offense.
Averaging over 8 yards a carry. And now, the national anthem. Trumpet of Tommy Lloyd and the national anthem. You couldn't order up a better day. 67 degrees the temperature, clear skies, about a 4-mile-an-hour wind out of the southwest. Humidity 22%. Perfect.
The Redskins, here we're looking at the Dallas Cowboys and Tom Landry. They're a very cool coach, but the Redskins were booed when they got off the bus at the stadium, and they seem to like that. There's something about playing on the other guy's turf that if you're really nasty and grizzled the way these old devils are, they seem to like it, and they played pretty well here a year ago in that big upset, Patrick.
All right, here are the officials today. The referee is Dick Jorgensen. The umpire is Gordon Wells. The head linesman is Dave Hawk. Line judge Royal Cathcart. The back judge is Liguri Haggerty. The field judge is Dick Dolak. That is Mark Mosley, the Redskin kickoff man, and deep for Dallas, Larry Brinson, number 36, and Butch Johnson, number 86. Dennis Johnson with already perhaps a problem on the sideline, or perhaps a little
psychiatric care.
Meditation or something.
How about Mosley's leg? That right leg is so much larger. Is that a legal kicking shoe and leg that he's got, Pat?
We asked him just a few minutes ago if they checked his shoe before every game, and he said, yes. I've been using the same shoe for 6 years. They can't outlaw my leg. Watch how high he kicks this thing. A high kickoff for Mosley. It's going to be Brinson at the 8. Larry Brinson, the rookie from Florida, brings it out outside the 30. A fine run back by Brinson. He's stopped by Carl Lorch. He looks strong.
Good return, too, by Brinson. Another one of those running backs that Dallas just happened to bring to camp and found out they liked him. Here's that offensive setup. That's Neely, Scott, Rafferty, the young Penn State second-year man at center, Lawless back at right guard, and Pat Donovan in for Rayfield Wright. We're doing a heck of a job.
It is 1st and 10. Dallas has the football at their own 32-yard line. No score. Opening series of this game between the Cowboys and the Redskins. It's always a good one. Newhouse, the lone setback, swings to the left. Newhouse does well to get back to the line of scrimmage and then carries Joe Lavender for about 4.
Ran in the direction of number 55, Chris Hamburger, and he is not in there. Mike Curtis, who's banged people around successfully for years, is there, but I guess they feel like Hamburger's still the guts of that Redskin defense.
Roger Staubach, the Dallas quarterback there. The Dallas receivers, Richards and Pearson wide, and the tight end is Billy Joe Dupree. The Dallas Dallas backfield you saw. We'll see Dorsett later. Right now, number 26 is a fine player. Preston Pearson finds some running room and gets out to about the 38. Preston fighting back after a year that was occupied by injury most of the time last year.
The thing we have to keep in mind now is that Tom Landry puts in at least one complete series, a new series each week. There's the defensive down four: McDowell, Brundage, Talbot, and Dennis Johnson, and they are nasty. Linebackers, and one of the best secondaries in football. Kenny Houston probably is the #1 safety man around.
And now the running back directly behind the quarterback is number 33, Tony Dorsett. And now he moves. Dorsett cutting across the middle. It's knocked down by Dennis Johnson, who read that play right from the very beginning. Dorsett tried to sneak through the line, and Johnson picked it up from the start.
Well, that's what everybody's waiting for. When the Dallas offense feels comfortable enough with Tony Dorsett to put him into the pass offense, it's going to be something.
Danny White then into the game for the Dallas Cowboys. He's their kicker.
Guess who's back to take a punt? Eddie Brown.
Fast Eddie.
What do you have, 11 against Tampa last week?
Right. Set a club record with 11 punt returns last week.
That's a whole season.
It's a danger. That many punt returns. Here's Danny White. Off the side of his foot just a little bit, and Brown will have a chance. Down early is Benny Barnes, who excels both as a cornerback and as a kick coverer. Here's the Redskin offense: Stokes, Saul, Lenny Hawes, Terry Hermeling, and George Stark.
Underrated offensive line. Don't forget that. Charlie Taylor, Frank Grant, and the former Cowboy, Mr. Puget.
And there's the Washington backfield. Kilmer, the quarterback, number 17. Behind him, 22 and 44, Mike Thomas and John Riggins. Redskin ball on first down. Straight ahead is Riggins for very little.
The Redskins feel like, and there's Billy Kilmer, the ancient one, they seem to think that Brunig is perhaps no Leroy Jordan yet at middle linebacker, and they seem to think they can do a job on this defensive team, which a lot of people have tried. Too tall, Pugh, Randy White, and Harvey Martin, who's their turn-on factor.
And the linebackers, Henderson, Brunig, of whom Tom was speaking a minute ago, and D.D. Lewis, and there's the secondary. It is 2nd and 9 from the 31. Washington in their own territory, and Kilmer gives to Thomas. And Charlie Waters is up to make the hit from the strong safety spot almost as soon as Thomas got the ball. From the end zone, look at it again.
Take a look at the quick adjustment to the top of your screen when 41 will come up. Thomas very quick in the hole. Look at 41. Nobody there to block him because you're not supposed to have safety men a yard that side of the line of scrimmage.
Here's the situation that the Redskins nor anybody else would desire to play against. It's what they call the dime. There's 6 defensive backs in for Dallas on 3rd down. Draw play, Thomas. Randy White, number 54, the former Maryland All-American, made the tackle.
Big Ed Jones made a pretty good charge from the left side against the draw play that Kilmer called. Remember, these two teams would like to get on the board first. Obviously, both teams can't score at the same time, but the first 7 points are going to be important.
Mike Bragg, number 4 for the Redskins, the punter. There's what he's done so far. And deep for Dallas is Butch Johnson, number 86.
Ooh.
Good kick. Butch looking into a tough sun, has to let it bounce. Now he fields it on the run and tries to get around the corner, and he's not going to make it. It's the 9. He's out of bounds. Taken out.
The Redskins are the best at covering punts in the league, Patrick. They've allowed only, what, 2.5 yards of return?
Something like that. Guy who made the tackle, I believe, was Dallas Hickman. And Johnson goes back to the sideline. That last series by the Redskins and by the Cowboys, the first series, Tom, more of a feel 'em out.
You don't want to get to that 3rd down, like you say, and face the dime defense on either team. The secondaries are just too good, and they give you a different face all the time. There's a guy that can kick it, huh?
He's done a heck of a job. Both he and Danny White lead the NFC in punting, not in yardage, but in yards allowed to be returned. Look at the coverage again. That's Butch Johnson, number 86.
Butch had the bad Sunfield, too. Now it doesn't make any difference. He's got so much company now that he'd probably like to have caught it the first time with a fair catch.
Clarence Harmon was the first guy to get there to make the tackle. The coverage was good, and it will be good all afternoon. Dallas has the football at their own 14-yard line, 1st and 10. Roger Staubach, of course, still the quarterback.
And they've been a very careful team on offense. They haven't given it up. They've only had, Rogers only had 1 interception. They don't fumble a lot. Dorsett does occasionally.
Right now, Dorsett's not in there, and Pearson will go in motion. Drew, that is. Straight ahead, Newhouse. Misdirection. Newhouse bounces off of one. The ball is loose. Redskins have it.
Looked like Talbot made the first contact and bumped Newhouse outside. There you can see George Allen pointing the right way, obviously, in this occasion. But I'll tell you, if the ball shows up against the Redskins, it's on. Now watch this. Newhouse straight ahead. Talbot falls into the hole, 72. Now let's see the scramble on the outside. Curtis is recovering. I believe that's Kenny Houston coming up. Gosh, how many fumbles has he made happen like that? And now it's a scramble. Brundage and company, Dennis Johnson. I don't know who got it. Maybe 4 guys.
I think it was Harold McClinton who made the recovery. In any case, it's 1st and 10, Washington, just outside the 10-yard line of Dallas. And Kilmer asks for quiet. And he gets it.
He's not going to win the MVP in Dallas for that one. I saw him trying to warm up, Pat, and it was like an old car you haven't started in the garage for about 3 or 4 years. It just huffed and puffed and could barely walk.
But it gets you there.
Doesn't it?
Billy Kilmer with his back to you has a great many friends here in the Dallas area. Final score, Buffalo 3, Atlanta nothing.
Is that in a blizzard or something? I didn't get the weather conditions on that.
They were expecting snow in Buffalo before the game. Head coach Jim Ringo had received a vote of confidence, which usually means you're about to be released.
Did O.J. Simpson give him a vote of confidence? That's all we want to know.
Detroit beat Green Bay 10-6.
It's always been a bitter ball game. Looks like it was again today, huh?
Bart Starr having a tough time getting on the scoreboard. All right, here's Kilmer out of the huddle again and again. The crowd starts to boo. It's 1st and 10 just outside the 10. They can make a first down without scoring. Thomas to about the 7.5, perhaps. Larry Cole, number 63, the veteran from Hawaii, made the tackle on Thomas. Tom Landry, obviously unhappy about this turn of events, on the sideline talking to his quarterback.
I'll tell you, the first touchdown in a Redskin Cowboy game is very, very important. Of course, Washington hasn't got it yet, have they?
Final score, the Cardinals defeated the Eagles 21-17. Thomas goes in motion, and Kilmer's going to throw. And does. Fugit couldn't quite hang on. Gene Fugit covered by Charlie Waters. And Fugit now saying he was interfered with.
Well, Fugit had 2 chances to catch it. Waters hit him early, and Kyle hit him the second time. Man in motion now. There was only a single back. That may have been a new wrinkle for the Redskins. I can't remember seeing Thomas in motion. Here's Billy getting fair time. Ball's thrown high. Remember, Fugit's 6'4". Waters, and now Kyle comes over to make sure he's out of the inline. Looks like an incomplete pass to me.
Never could quite find the handle, so it's 3rd down now.
Big defensive series. Big defensive series.
Just outside the 7. 3rd down for Kilmer and the Redskins. No scores yet. Kilmer drops. Blitz. Kilmer fires wide open. Is Thomas, and he drops it. A flag was thrown back at the line of scrimmage.
Too Tall Jones claims he was held, but Mike Thomas just flat took the ball and then let it go on through. The ball was right on target.
Ball is right in there, no question about that. Dick Jorgensen is the referee, and we'll listen to his call. Holding against the Redskins. It would be 4th down if they refuse this penalty. Let's see what they decide to do.
What do you allow? What are you thinking if you're Dallas? Do you want to settle and allow the Redskins to get 3 points? They'll kick the field goal, or do you want to push them back and try to let them have nothing?
As wide open as Thomas was, and as good a chance as Fugit had to score a touchdown, I'd let him have the 3, I think.
Okay, let's see what their decision is. Here's going to be that call.
Holding, right guard, offense, decline, 4th down.
Terry Hermling. And the Cowboys think like Summerall. Watch to the right of your screen now, and you may be able to see it. Hermling is having some problems, and it was too tall Jones. Ball was thrown well and just dropped.
Aaron Kyle, number 25, was the closest man to Thomas, but he was wide open, and as Tom Brookshire said, the pass from Kilmer was right there. So here's Mark Mosley with Joe Theismann holding.
He's 4 for 8 for the season.
A 29-yard attempt here. And it's good. Redskins on the scoreboard first. They lead 3-0. And we have exactly 11 minutes left to play in the first quarter. Washington 3, Dallas nothing. I would think that although the Cowboys obviously would be upset about fumbling and giving the Redskins the ball in that good a shape, they would also be pretty well satisfied to come out of that with just allowing a field goal.
I think they just managed to win 4 points back. That's true. The other thing, though, for the Redskins, they had a couple of open receivers, and it looks like Billy Kilmer might get enough time to really begin to throw that football, and you can't let him set up his pattern because he can ring a ding-ding.
Another point we might make in defense of Mike Thomas, although the pass was there, is that he's looking back into a bright, bright Texas sun, right directly back at where he was looking at Kilmer.
That's a good point. I hadn't thought about that. He also misses practice once in a while. Those things add up.
He's been hurt and not able to work out at full strength and really not able to get in good shape. Mark Mosley to kick off for the Redskins, and back deep for Dallas, Larry Brinson and Butch Johnson. Johnson is 86, Brinson 36. Here's Mosley. Almost out through the roof. It's going to be Brinson again at the 1. Larry Brinson, the rookie, gets to about the 22. Joe Harris, a reserve linebacker who excels on special teams, made that tackle. This telecast is presented by authority of the National Football League. It's intended for the private use of our audience. Any rebroadcast or other use of this telecast without the express written consent of the Dallas Cowboys and the National Football League is prohibited. First down, Dallas. Ball at their own 22. Final score, the Giants won number 2. They beat San Francisco 20-17. The 49ers now 0-5. Billy Joe Dupree in motion, and Newhouse gets the call and gets the running room. Brad Dusek all the way from the other side, the left side linebacker, to make the tackle on Newhouse. First down, Dallas.
Super block now. Watch Burton Lawless, number 66, pull and take Mike Curtis, number 32, out. Curtis tries to seal it. Newhouse steps inside, and of course Cosell tried to retire Newhouse 3 or 4 years ago. He looks like he's pretty healthy to me.
Who?
Howard.
2nd and 1. He got 9 yards, did Newhouse. Cowboys shift again. Butch Johnson lined up inside the split end. Pearson gets the call. Fine play by Mike Curtis, who took down the blocker Herbert Scott and made the tackle.
Patrick, the great thing about the Redskin defense is that it's programmed to play against your offensive play right at the point of attack. And that time they transferred over, moved over a half man, and Curtis made the perfect tackle.
That final score you saw a minute ago, Baltimore 17, Kansas City 6. Baltimore remains unbeaten. The Colts now 4-0. Kansas City 0-5. Colts now 5-0, I beg your pardon.
Now the Redskins with a nickel defense against the shotgun, and Rafferty's the new center snapping this blind center, huh?
See if they blitz it. They do. Staubach overthrows Pearson in the direction of Preston Pearson under pressure. Jake Scott on the coverage.
I tell you, Dusek and Brundage were very close to Staubach that time. He didn't have a lot of time to load it.
So Danny White, the backup quarterback, who is also the Dallas punter, comes in, and Eddie Brown goes back by himself for the Redskins for his 2nd punt return.
Patrick, I feel the extra feeling of this game. I wonder if the players feel it. You know what? Everybody's a little bit tight.
Well, it's like Joe Walton, one of the Redskins assistants, was telling us before the game. You don't have to tell them anything. It's Dallas week. Eddie Brown. Thomas Henderson hit him momentarily. Henderson missed. He's knocked out of bounds by D.D. Lewis. Mike Ditka's really upset.
Too, wasn't he?
Look at Mike Ditka. Is he hot? He thinks there should have been a clipping call. We have 9 minutes and 8 seconds left to play in the first quarter. Neither team able to get much offense going yet. Dallas has had a punt a couple of times. The Redskins had a golden opportunity earlier and couldn't capitalize.
Look at Henderson coming down at full speed, did not get control, and I'll tell you, Fast Eddie Brown is a very cool customer. Now, the Cowboys thought there was a clip along here, and if there isn't on a run back like that, I'd be surprised.
I think Ditka was claiming that number 56, Henderson, the first guy down there, was hit from behind.
I thought maybe Ditka got clipped.
He was acting like he did. A few charts being studied on the Redskins sideline. And when I say a few charts, that's conservative. They got them by the thousands. Washington ball, 1st and 10. The ball at their own 40-yard line. The Redskins lead 3-0 already. Kilmer. Quick sideline. Charlie Taylor, a quick slant in, I should say, broken up by Benny Barnes. And if he's not one of the most underrated players around.
Well, Benny Barnes just is playing the corner, but he does it in such a consistent fashion you don't get a chance to look at him as much as you do the cheerleaders. You know, Billy Kilmer, though, has won 47 of 62 starts, if you can do that in pro football as a quarterback. So for the people that don't think he throws it artistically, boy, he is some kind of a winner, you know?
Chicago 16, Minnesota 16. That's in the fourth quarter. The Bears could tie the Vikings for first place in the NFC Central if they could win. Here's John Riggins leaning off the right side and met with some authority by Charlie Waters again and Randy White.
And here comes the dime defense, and now you're going to get the third down call, and you'll have to face so many good secondary men, and the Cowboys never give you the same reading twice.
Out goes D.D. Lewis, and out goes Brunig. Randy Hughes comes in, and Mark Washington comes in. So, 6 defensive backs facing Bill Kilmer on 3rd and 9.
And Too Tall Jones at the left defensive end that casts a shadow so big you can't even see the flat area over there.
We're wondering what they could do about the hole in the stadium and the sunlight and the shadows. They could have Too Tall stand there. Batted up in the air.
May have been Randy White that got it up high enough, but watch Too Tall and company as they twist up front. Kilmer's an excellent reader, but it was Randy White coming over the top. We've called him the rhinoceros before, and we've only seen him go through people, never over them before.
That's Butch Johnson, number 86, deep for Dallas again.
An extra football in the field. Where'd that come from?
I don't know.
They've been running around that the whole quarter.
They ought to be able to score with an extra one. Mike Bragg standing back at the 27-yard line now, the Redskins. Let's see if they put the heat on him. No, they try to set up a return. Bragg shanks it a little bit. Here comes Butch Johnson. Butch stumbles and dives outside the 30. First guy down was Ted Frisch. Logan's Run tomorrow night at 8, 7 Central and Mountain Time.
2001 stuff. Actually, it's the 24th century, which, you know, that's up the road a piece, as far as I'm concerned.
So watch for it tomorrow night. Logan's Run.
Zappo.
Right on the edge of the shadow. The Redskin defense. Dallas has the football at their own 31-yard line, 1st and 10. Redskins lead it 3-0. Staubach on 1st down is going to throw. Gerard Williams taking the place of Pat Fisher, covering Drew Pearson.
And I mean covering it exactly the way you'd like to have your cornerbacks doing it. The good cornerbacks almost make interference on every good play, and the best time to cover Drew Pearson is when he's trying to catch it drilling, because that's about the only time he's still.
He's got that big cast on his left wrist. There was some doubt about whether or not he'd be able to play. In the third quarter, Cleveland 21, Houston 20.
Ooh, what a game that is.
Yeah. Both those teams playing very well.
John Hadle scored on a fake field goal. He ran one in. Can you imagine that for Houston?
It'll be 2nd and 10 for Dallas. Staubach brings the ball back to Preston Pearson, and Preston, after looking like he might make big yardage, is swarmed on by Brad Dusek and Dennis Johnson, number 61.
Well, Scott and Rafferty get good blocks at the center and left guard spot. Now watch what happens to the play. This is the difference between teams that get into playoffs and those that don't. The recovery in that linebacking core is excellent. You can see Dusek and Curtis, and now you get the other 4 swarmers.
So it'll be 3rd down for Dallas. About 7 to go.
Pat, that defense averages over 9 years experience per man for Washington.
Right now, they get another good look at the shotgun. The last time Dallas went into this, they blitzed. This time they don't. Going deep, Preston Pearson. Just over his head. Preston got hit by Gerard Williams. After he went down, I thought for a second he might be hurt, but he got up okay. Jake Scott.
Ball was extremely well thrown by Roger, too. It would have been a fantastic catch. And that's about the only way you're going to beat the Washington secondary, is to really make the super play. Preston looks like he's dying, but he'll be back.
Oh, yeah. 4th and 7, and Danny White again. And Eddie Brown again, deep for the Redskins. Number 11 is a fine athlete. Not much here, and Brown signals for the fair catch. Ball bounces sideways, and they'll let it bounce. Dallas finally downs it at the 35. Well, the Redskins will take over. They lead 3-0 already. CBS Sports Spectacular next Saturday at 4:30 p.m. Eastern Time. Leon Spinks against Scott Ledoux.
That should be some contest. Ledoux always shows up right in front, and Leon likes to hit people like that.
Michael Spinks against Gary Summerhays. And edition number 4 of the world's strongest men competition. Next Saturday at 4:30 p.m. Eastern Time on CBS Sports Spectacular. Right here, it's the Redskin Cowboys Spectacular as Thomas Henderson stops Mike Thomas.
Redskin offensive rushing game always has looked suspect. But truthfully, when Mike Thomas and Riggins are healthy, they're a pretty good football team on the ground, and the offensive line is vastly underrated. When Hermeling moved to right guard last year, they became a real good offensive line for Bill Austin. There's no doubt about it.
Battle of unbeatens there. Denver 7, Oakland 7, first quarter. Right here, it's 3-0 Washington. Redskin football on 2nd down now. Pitch back to Thomas. Chased by Henderson. And herded out of bounds by Henderson and Waters. Speaking of super athletes, number 56 fits that category too.
Hollywood Henderson? Once in a while he runs out of position, and he's so fast that sometimes he has to make up a lot of ground, but he does have all the speed. Hey, we got an injury.
Redskin down. Can't tell you who it is quite yet.
Great thing about this traditional matchup is I almost feel like it's 2 college teams coming in. The players feel that way, the fans that travel back and forth feel that way, and the broadcasters do too.
That's the truth. There's the shadow starting to creep down the field at Texas Stadium.
The injured Redskin is Bob Brunet. Now watch what happens when 250 pounds called Randy White comes over the tight end Fugit and comes down on Brunet. And then still gets up to chase. They're still over Brunet on the field. He has been such a special team performer for the Redskins that every time they release him, put him on waivers, George Allen goes and gets him back.
He looks like he's got a shoulder problem, which I believe he's had before. And Bob Brunet, number 26, as Tom Brookshire said, always has done a super job on special teams.
8 years a veteran from Louisiana Tech. During the preseason, they ship him into the offensive backfield to rest some of the stars, and I never saw him give anything except more than he had.
So Brunet is still down. In the meantime, the Dallas bench, Ralph Neely nearest you, takes this opportunity to relax a little bit.
I'll tell you, you could cut the tension right now with a big blade, couldn't you?
Both teams look very tight.
And 50-something thousand people just sort of sitting on their hands waiting for something to happen. Obviously, they don't like the injury situation.
New England 7, San Diego 6. That's the first quarter score. San Diego, in recent weeks, has been playing extremely well.
Well, do they have a lot of big people out there?
Don't they?
These two teams have split right down the middle, except for the playoff game, right, Patrick, the last 3 years?
Got to get that guy a new horse.
Chaps look like they're getting beat up a little bit, too. He rides them pretty hard on Sunday afternoons around here. Whistling Ray.
And Brunet still being administered to.
You know it's serious enough. We're not trying to act like this is not a part of football. Their contact is tough, and it's heavy, and it's quick, but nobody means to hurt anybody else. That's the truth.
It's a matter of being fallen on by number 54, Randy White. Let's look at it again and see if we can see a little bit more.
It's a toss out of the eye. Dive man goes on through. Brunet is the dive man. He's supposed to seal off that tackle. The problem is that Randy White came right over the top of it. The injury's behind now, and Thomas's problem was with Henderson. They're being very, very careful with Bob Brunet getting him on that stretcher, I'll tell you.
Last year's Heisman Trophy winner, Tony Dorsett, averaging over 8 yards per carry.
And can't make the first team.
The glasses now, by many in the stands, a sellout crowd, looking in the direction of the injured Redskin, who is Bob Brunet. And again, they're taking an awful lot of time. Stretcher is already out there, and right now they're trying to get him on it.
If anybody gets restless right now, just forget it. This is a very crucial moment. They're taking a long time out there.
It is the Redskins 3. A field goal by Mark Mosley after Robert Newhouse was hit by Ken Houston, and the fumble was recovered by Harold McClinton. The Redskins had a 1st and 10 just outside the Dallas 10. They settled for a field goal by Mosley. The reaction from the crowd is not to what's going on the football field right now. It's to the scoreboard. Here again is the injury.
There's the #1 draft out of Maryland, and that's where the injury took place. Realized what he had done. He just went to the chase.
And now Brunet is on the stretcher and headed off the field. We'll find out, or try to find out, the extent of this injury as soon as we can. Bob Brunet was in the game, I am assuming, for blocking purposes, and now Riggins is back at fullback.
Sobers you up a little bit, though, when you realize that all of the great action you see always has that hairline difference between an injury and not. And now a big 3rd down facing the Redskins. They've got 3rd and about 6.
At their own 38-yard line. Miami 7, the New York Jets nothing, first quarter. Blitz was on, and Kilmer read it perfectly. Mike Thomas out of bounds by Randy Hughes. Charlie Waters, the strong safety man, was rushing on Kilmer that time.
We were talking to Joe Walton and some of the Redskin coaches, and they said the problem is trying to figure out which one of them might blitz. We've seen Kyle blitz this year. We've seen Cliff Harris blitz. That time the Redskins guessed right. And the first down, of course, a very important one for them. They keep the football and try to get at least 3 more in this drive.
1st and 10 at their own 46. The Redskins lead 3-0. We have 6:14 left to play in the first quarter at Texas Stadium in Dallas. Cowboys on defense. John Riggins with the football. Riggins for good yardage inside Cowboy territory. Stopped by Randy White. He was the first man to hit him. Seattle 7, Tampa Bay 6, second quarter.
You know, John Riggins, I didn't realize it while I was talking to some people. Here you see young White, the backup quarterback, just keeping warm, I guess. I don't think he thinks he's going to play a lot with Roger throwing the way he is. But John Riggins was the state sprint champion out in Kansas out there for 2 years. He ran a 9.800, and he's trimmed it down to about 218 pounds, and he looks like the fullback that used to be at the Jets now, doesn't he?
He's standing back there with Mike Thomas. On 2nd and 6, Riggins again gets the call, and Riggins almost breaks it. Inside the Dallas 40. More than enough for another Redskin first down. Thomas Henderson made the tackle.
All right, let's take a look at Hawes and company up in front of this. A straight dive. He was really in the halfback position. Hawes, Hermling, everybody did a pretty good job, and they ran straight at that Dallas defense. And once in a while, when you catch Dallas in the flex, it's Pugh on your right. They seal him off. Hawes has got Randy White pretty well under control, and you can see what resulted.
Nugent and Saul are now the Redskin guards. 1st and 10 for them, and Riggins again. And again he spins for 4 or 5, close to the Dallas 35. D.D. Lewis, Henderson, and Brunig all involved in that stop.
Riggins came in with about a 2.9 rushing average, but that's never indicative of really a class athlete. He can have one big day and have 130 on you.
And now he is hurt. That's Riggins, who got up from the pileup and all of a sudden went back down. It looks like it's his right leg.
Well, you'll see it on the isolated replay, Patrick. Watch how he gets his leg pinned under him on this. Again, he slips outside, almost running the college veer. Now, watch right here. When he tries to get down, his left leg is pinned under there, and his right leg is sort of buckled to the right. We have another injury there.
Riggins being helped to the sideline now by Harold McClinton. Clarence Harmon has taken his place. That's Bob Brunet, the other Redskin fullback, who already has left because of an injury. Now Riggins goes. So Clarence Harmon, rookie from Mississippi State, who was the Redskins' leading rusher in preseason. Number 38. 2nd and 7. Kilmer. Lieutenant for Thomas, D.D. Lewis, and Bob Brunig. And that, of course, Tom Landry.
I wonder if Clarence Harmon ran the right pattern that time out of the backfield. It looked like he and Thomas were discussing it when they came back. Kilmer might have to do some coaching on the field right now. He's got some new people in there.
He's got 2 very small backs, in fact. Harmon goes about 190, and Thomas about 180.
They're real small. The best they can do is send them out and unload the ball to them. Let it become their problem.
Grant, Frank Grant, that is, and Charlie Taylor both split wide to the left. It's going to be Thomas. It's going to be a first down. Cut back by Mike Thomas. He's finally chased down by Randy White.
Patty's not a real fast back, but he's extremely quick. I think the longest run he's had in this league is about 26 yards, and yet he had 1,000 yards one year and 900 the next. He is a very quick runner, and he can pick up the blocks. Look at this. Reads it. He won't go 100, but he'll go 25 often.
Randy White, number 54, down to make the tackle. First down, Redskins. The ball at the Dallas 23. With 3:35 make it left by the time this play is snapped. 1st and 10. Kilmer fakes and throws over the head of Frank Grant. Kyle and Waters back with him.
He actually wanted Mike Thomas in the right flat. D.D. Lewis really had the swing back covered well, and Kilmer quickly looked away and came back to, I think, probably his 2nd or 3rd alternative. Now watch this on the line of scrimmage. Harvey Martin working and going down over, I believe, Fugit, the tight end, got him tangled up. I think Harvey Martin is sort of the turn-on factor, at least for the Dallas team. The couple of times we've seen him this year, Pat, with Billy Joe Dupre.
Already turned on.
And ready.
2nd and 10. Ball at the Dallas 23. Billy Kilmer, the quarterback for Washington. Dancing to his left and firing for Fugit, who again can't find the handle. Gene Fugit, of course, used to be the Dallas tight end.
He had the big touchdown a year ago, you might recall, against his old teammates. Played out his option here in Dallas. He might have been looking back into the sun, but I have a feeling Gene's just going to say, Billy, I'm sorry.
He is covered by Henderson, who was close, but Fugit still had room to catch it. That's Rayfield Wright, the big tall guy standing behind Mel Renfro.
I tell you, if Kilmer gets the rushing game going, though, and then starts with that nibbling play pass action, he is some kind of a tough quarterback.
It's 3rd down. Still 10 to go. Still at the 23. Harmon and Thomas behind Kilmer. And again, they send a bunch of people. Kilmer fires. Almost picked off by Randy Hughes. He did well to get rid of it. Jethro Pugh and Harvey Martin put the heat on Kilmer, but he stayed on his feet long enough to get rid of it.
All right, here's the rush now. Again, this Dallas front four, they're all stunning and blitzing. They know it's a drop-back pass. Kilmer's caught, almost undressed. Billy throws it sidearm. He may have an injury, too, now.
I think he's just has some injured shoulder pads.
Thomas made a pretty good play, or Randy Hughes might have taken that thing down the sideline.
That's right. So, right at the 30, Joe Theismann will hold for Mark Mosley. Make it a 40-yard shot by Mosley. 20 far. And 20 good. 6-0 Washington. Mosley seems to have almost no problem with distance, even as far out as 50 yards. He can get it there.
Well, that's his 6th in 10 shots. And if you'll take that percentage all year long, especially that first one from about 25, Tom Landry knows how important the first couple of field goals are. Now, what are they working on? We don't know if that's an equipment man or somebody that's medically endowed.
You know, Kilmer's had some shoulder problems before. I don't know if
he wears funny-looking little shoulder pads anyway. Of course, he has funny-looking little shoulders under there.
And he wears no hip pads.
We laugh a lot about him, but I'll tell you, end over end, no matter how he throws it, they catch it all the time.
At the 35, Mosley has it teed. Butch Johnson and Larry Brinson again back for Dallas. The Cowboys have been able to get nothing going on offense. No first downs for Dallas so far.
Dallas has been averaging about 24 yards a kickoff return, but this could be the day that Butch Johnson turns one on.
Could be. To about the 34, where our old friend Pete Wysocki made the tackle.
First call we've had for him in about a year.
2 years ago, about every kickoff he made the tackle. They had him running into walls. The 33, Dallas will take it over. Roger Staubach still the quarterback.
I imagine Rogers done a little bit of a cram session on the sidelines with a little bit of extra time they had to see where they might change their offensive thinking and get on with it.
It is still Newhouse and Pearson, the running backs. Golden Richards split wide to the right on first down for the Cowboys at their own 33. Drew Pearson comes in motion, and Staubach is going to throw, and does. Golden Richards has it. Gerard Williams, number 45, who's taken the place of Pat Fisher.
That was Golden Richards' 7th reception. The main thing about this is the first down pass play. So if the Redskins are always thinking first down running play, particularly outside, Roger went away through the deep sideline pattern. Pretty safe throw and a good throw.
Tom Landry calling all the plays for Roger Staubach, alternating his wide receivers, Golden Richards and Butch Johnson. That is Staubach's first pass completion of the day. He's 1 for 5. Straight ahead, Newhouse, and out of that pile comes a flag from one of the officials.
They're going to call Brundage, I think, for grabbing the face mask. Almost tore Newhouse's head off. Maybe it was Talbot. One of the linemen did it.
Let's see.
Newhouse is short. Looked like Dyron got a hold of it, the old Texas Longhorn, huh? If it's there, grab it.
Face mask, number 72, defense, first down.
It was Dyron, who has announced publicly many times his dislike for the Cowboys and for Roger Staubach in particular.
By the way, Bob Brunet is has been taken away for x-rays of his neck. Brunet is having x-rays taken of his neck.
Newhouse, the lone setback. Dallas ball in Redskin territory. Brundage on the pursuit. Smothers Newhouse.
Patrick Torgerson and Hawkins are the defensive people for the Redskins. There's Harvey Martin, Randy White. They don't even look like they're friendly when they're just sitting on the bench. They're so mean. But that time, the Washington defense moved right over to the strong side of the formation and went right to the point of execution for the play. They are an extremely smart defensive team.
ligament damage to John Riggins. He will not be back. That's the word from the Redskin bench. 2nd and 10. Newhouse got nothing on that first down carry. Staubach fakes to Pearson. Throws to Pearson. He finally catches. Drew Pearson down at the 29.
What a great catch, though. Little guy's caught over 50 passes the last 3 years and always coming across the middle, it seems.
He's got that bad hand.
Gerard Williams was trailing him all the way across and under. But watch this catch. A good fake inside by Roger. Kept McClinton and a few of the linebackers close to the line of scrimmage. Now watch this. It's spiked. He gets control of it with both arms now. And then Williams really rides him down and hurts him a little bit, but the catch stands.
Catch stands. It's first down, Cowboys at the Redskin 29. Pearson was injured just a bit and is out of the game at the moment. Staubach. Pearson stopped by Bill Brundage. They're still putting ice and administering to Kilmer's left shoulder.
I feel like we're war correspondents today, you know it? We got so much activity from injuries and people being taken off the field.
Redskins have already lost their first 2 fullbacks.
Tony Hill is in the game. Number 80, Tony Hill is in the game, while Joe Theismann warms up in case Billy Kilmer can't come back. We're told this young man from Stanford, well, he's not in the game now. He's back off on the bench.
Pearson came back after that last play. Drew, and he split wide to the right. Staubach fakes to Newhouse. Overthrow. And intended, I believe, for Butch Johnson. That's correct. Joe Lavender, the defender.
Bird Lavender, watch him get on it. This is a man-to-man situation. Again, as I've told you, the better defensive backs are almost committing larceny every time they make a good play.
That was the last play of the first quarter, and at the end of 1 in Dallas, it's 6-0 Redskins. Billy Kilmer, of course, number 17, with an injury to his left shoulder. We don't know as yet whether he's going to be able to play.
I noticed Bill Austin was talking to Joe Theismann just a moment ago, like Joe might have to get ready to go in the football game.
Chicago and Minnesota 16 apiece are in overtime now. It's 3rd down situation for Dallas. The ball at the Redskin 27. Staubach fires under heavy pressure from Brundage. Cannot get it to anybody. Intended for Dorsett. From the Redskin bench, the word is that Bill Kilmer has a bruised left shoulder, but is expected to continue playing. Right now, Joe Theismann has the helmet on.
Brundage had 2 sacks against Tampa last week, and John McKay didn't seem to appreciate it. Later during the week, Brundage said that McKay wasn't playing Stanford anymore, and he had to get out of that collegiate eye.
Top of the 2nd inning in the World Series. The Dodgers won, the Yankees nothing. Right here is Efrain Herrera with Charlie Waters holding at the 34. Into the pack. Herrera comes up with it. Mike Curtis comes down with him.
Ball was kicked low, Patrick.
Yes, it was.
And I believe it hit Darren Talbot right in the shoulder blades.
Herrera with his first rushing attempt. Ball comes right back to him.
And actually, he has nothing to do with this ball at all now. It's Redskins ball no matter what, but he took a gamble on it. And we're told that he is that kind of an athlete. In this case, unsuccessful one.
And it's Joe Theismann, the quarterback for the Redskins. They have the football at their own 26. Riggins, Kilmer, and Brunet have all been injured. Mike Thomas comes right straight ahead into the arms of Thomas Henderson.
Theismann has rushed once for 5 yards, but has not thrown a pass yet for the Washington Redskins since preseason.
Miami 14, the New York Jets nothing. That's in the 2nd quarter now. Thomas got about 5. We'll make it 2nd and 5. 31-yard line is the line of scrimmage.
New fullback, new quarterback.
Harmon is the fullback. The quarterback is Theismann. Intended for Charlie Taylor, covered by Benny Barnes. Make it a 3rd and 5 situation, and here comes the dime defense.
Now, Theismann has more maneuverability, obviously, than Billy Kilmer. He's an excellent athlete, can sprint out. he also throws into a crowd once in a while. And as we've told you, against this dime defense, it's better to run with it once in a while.
He also has a rather sidearm delivery. These big, tall linemen can get them knocked down sometime. Out of bounds in the direction of the Dallas bench intended for Frank Grant, but nothing doing.
Intercepted by Ernie Stautner.
Punched holes in it. Los Angeles leads New Orleans in the second quarter 7-0. Golden Richards. That's Tony Dorsett with a little stick-em on the hands. Butch Johnson deep for Dallas, number 86. And that's Mike Bragg, number 4, standing back in the sunshine for the Redskins. Fine kick. Johnson's on his own because the Cowboys try to block it, and he signaled for a fair catch. So it'll be Dallas football at their own 27-yard line. 14:03 left to play in the second period. The Redskins have 2 field goals, and they lead 6-0. First down, Dallas. The Redskin defensive unit remains as it began. McDowell, Brundage, Talbot, and Dennis Johnson. The pitch is back to Tony Dorsett. They don't give him much room. Mike Curtis taking the place of Chris Hamburger, who was on the inactive list with a bad knee.
Boy, Curtis played that extremely well, and Dennis Johnson really gets out from the defensive end. Watch the right part of your screen now. Watch 61. Know that it's time to get to the sidelines because that is number 33. Houston comes up fast, too, and now Curtis does what all linebackers like to do, take the star running back and try to bury him.
2nd and 9. The Heisman Trophy winner only got 1 yard. Dorsett still the running back. Drew Pearson in motion. Dorsett gets the call again, and this time he squirts outside the 30. Again stopped by Mike Curtis.
That's what's going to happen the first time that Tony Dorsett goes in motion. He goes down for a long pass.
There'll be a lot of screaming.
He might have 5 guys chasing him down the sideline. You better have somebody that's quick alongside, I'll tell you that. Gil Brandt told me that in a foot race on a slow track, on a regular grass, a natural grass turf, he did about a 4.35 or 4.4. And they think he might be able to do more than that on this artificial job, or better than that.
Right now, at 3rd and 5 situation, Staubach goes to the shotgun. Pearson in motion. Preston. Dorsett stops to block Curtis. Billy Joe Dupree made the catch, and he is cut down by Kenny Houston. And I mean cut down.
The 11th catch for Billy Joe, and the first one, by the way, against the Redskins in the last 2 or 3 games. They've shut him out extremely well. Look at this. And he has to go up to get it. It's cut down by Houston.
Watch Dorsett block.
Let's see how Tony blocks now. At Pittsburgh, he maybe didn't have to do it. He picked up Curtis, the blitzing linebacker, without any problem. He's learning.
Pretty good job. 1st and 10, Dallas. At the 46, they trailed 6-0, and Dorsett again, the ball carrier. No place to go. Gerard Williams and a bunch of others get him out of bounds. And there's a swing by Ditka at Houston.
I think that used to happen when they all played against one another.
Yep.
Tell you one thing, even when he's held in no gain, it's exciting. Watch this. Watch the movement inside the shoes. He just goes up. He'll take this away. McDowell has no chance. Looks like he's going to get pinned over here as Williams does it, but he doesn't. And that's when Tony's going to have to learn to go right into his own bench. Not a bad move. There's Houston making sure.
Dallas cheerleaders, of whom there are 32, looking on right now with very little to cheer about. The team trails 6-0. 2nd and 11, Staubach throws the screen. Newhouse made a heck of a catch. Breaks one tackle.
Oh.
Kenny Houston. What an open field tackle that was.
The screen is read by the Redskin defense. Watch to the left of your screen now. You'll see they smell it and start moving outside. But as Pat said, Newhouse makes a great over-the-head, straight over-the-head type catch. Watch this tackle by Kenny Houston. You young people do it this way and you won't get hurt. That is the way it's supposed to be done.
And now Bill Brundage is injured and is off the field. His place has been taken by Carl Lorch. Right now, Lorch is lined up right over the center. Dallas is in the shotgun.
That's Jake Scott.
So the Redskins take it over at their own 46. 10 minutes, 51 seconds left to play second period. Mike Ditka looking on. Lenny Hawes still the Washington center. Heisman pass is picked off by Waters. Charlie Waters gets it right back for Dallas.
Excellent coverage by number 41. Remember all his problems when he used to play cornerback? But this is his 28th interception of a career. And I'm telling you, he's getting better every week. Stepped right in front and took it going away. Fugit threw him out of bounds, didn't he?
So Dallas has the football just in their own territory by about a half yard. 6-0. The Redskins lead. Dorsett, one of the running backs. Newhouse is the other. And there's the quarterback. Firing on first down. Golden Richards is wide open. Touchdown, Dallas.
There he is. The little man from Hawaii, huh? Golden almost didn't come back and play football this year. There was some problem. But I'll tell you one thing. He's got the speed. Let's see what he does on it. We got the isolate out and up. Williams, the young quarterback, took it. And now the question is, does Roger hit him right in stride, which he did, and they're on the board. Big play. Big mistake by Washington, too.
It's 6 apiece. Friend Herrera has a chance to put Dallas ahead for the first time. And does. A 51-yard touchdown pass from Roger Staubach to Golden Richards, and it's the Cowboys 7, the Redskins 6. Herrera to kick off. Heading over to the right side. One of the up men will take it. Now he throws it back to Eddie Brown. Eddie Brown looking for some place to go. The guy who caught the kickoff was number 54, Bob Kuzil. Here's the touchdown again. Dallas longest of the year.
All right, let's see how the blocking sets up, because Roger had a lot of time. The sidelines and up pattern. Williams took the outside move, the young cornerback in for Pat Fisher, and this is Golden Richards' second touchdown catch and the longest pass play of the year so far for the undefeated Cowboys.
Redskins in a position now that they are hurting a little bit. Pat Fisher is on the inactive list, and Gerard Williams, the victim on that last pass play, has taken his place. Thomas Henderson made the tackle right there on Mike Thomas. Bill Brundage is down now and being taped on the Redskins sideline. Riggins and Brunet have already left. Kilmer is out
of there.
Right.
Nugent's in at guard for Hermeling. Both teams actually are void of some things, but that's when the whole squad comes into play. And I'll tell you, both of these coaches use them. They're 46 here. They try to use all 46.
Calvin Hill now is the deep back. Clarence Harmon is the up back. Here's Calvin. Calvin lunges outside the 40, stopped by Charlie Waters. There's Bill Brundage. His ankle has been heavily taped, but I think now he just indicated that he's okay.
He's a math major from Colorado. Can you imagine that? And also the best defensive player in the Big 8 when he was playing out there. Good pass rusher.
Charlie Waters went out now. His place is taken by Randy Hughes.
Calvin tried to run over him, I think, that time.
Third down now. The ball just at the 40. Steisman drops the throw and fire. Benny Barnes hits Charlie Taylor again. Frank Grant make it. Taylor was on the other side just as the ball got there.
That darn Benny Barnes is one of those free agents that Gil Brandt somehow dug up out of Kansas, and he played on the special team so well for so long, and now he's at left corner for life. He plays well anywhere, but there especially.
Houston now 23, Cleveland 21. Mike Bragg deep to punt, number 4 for Washington. Butch Johnson will field it. This time they didn't try to block. They're trying to set up a return. Johnson slips and circles. He cuts back. Got to about the 15. A lot of dancing.
Crazy motor scooter, I'll tell you that.
Danny Buggs is the guy who made the tackle.
There's Kilmer.
Don't forget Logan's Run tomorrow night at 8, 7 Central in Mountain Time.
24th century.
Adventure series that hits with the impact of Star Wars. Logan's Run. Now on Monday night on CBS. First and 10, Dallas at their own 15. Dorsett and Newhouse, the running backs. Dorsett, the ball carrier. Brundage, the tackler, who's back. Oh, I believe that was Dyer on Talbot. Yes, it was. Brundage is back, however.
They lost Butts with an ankle injury.
Right.
They say this Lorch that's in there now, the USC man, too young for George Allen really to trust, but he got 2 sacks against Tampa last week, too, so they have people that can back them up. And this is such a must game, Patrick, for this division in particular.
Dallas 4-0 and Washington 3-1 coming in. The Cowboys lead at 7-6 right now. 2nd and 8. Newhouse with a lot of room. Robert Newhouse bowls his way. Outside the 25. Jake Scott and Brad Dusek, the tacklers.
Brundage and Talbot are 2 big pass rushers. Watch them now in the center of your screen. They let them come on the pass rush and just turn them out. Lawless and Scott do. That's Rafferty working on the middle linebacker. Now watch Newhouse get the first down right here. Back in there to get it. He's a tough cookie, I'll tell you that.
And tough to get down. Watch it again from this angle.
Watch how they peel him aside now. Then Rafferty, the young center, goes right on the linebacker. I'll be darned.
Cowboy first down. Ball at their own 27. 7.5 minutes left in the first half as Dorsett tries to squirm for some. And some, in this case, is not many. Those of you who watched the Minnesota Vikings defeat the Chicago Bears 22-16, welcome to our broadcast from Texas Stadium, where the Cowboys lead the Redskins 7-6. We have 7 minutes and 10 seconds left before halftime. The Redskins have 2 field goals from Mark Mosley. The Cowboys have a 51-yard touchdown pass from Roger Staubach to Golden Richards. Drew Pearson in motion. Couldn't hang on. Pearson playing with a badly sprained left wrist and a semi-cast.
He's not quite getting it away as quickly as he used to. He used to put it away about the same second that he was touching it. It's put away into the running position. He's having a little trouble sealing that ball off. Ball was thrown on his left hip a little bit, too. Watch Roger now on 2nd down. Remember, Dorsett's back there, and the linebackers have to be keying him. This is just an outmaneuver by the man in motion, thrown a little bit behind him.
The defender was Joe Lavender. On 3rd down, Staubach in the shotgun. This time the protection is plenty adequate, but the pass is not.
Roger was stretched by Dennis Johnson a little bit late, but he was there. Let's see what's happening in the middle of that line now. There's the man from the mountain, Billy Brundage, number 77. I'll tell you, he and Rafferty picked up now by Scott.
And Dennis Johnson levels Roger Staubach. Danny White, number 11. Tampa Bay trailing Seattle now 14-13 in the 2nd period. They're trying to block it. Low line drive spiral that'll be returned by Eddie Brown. Boy, he's got no place to go. Look at the Cowboys in white jerseys around Benny Barnes.
Look at the Cowboys up in the stands.
Look at those boots.
Spurs.
Oh, don't be embarrassed. 7-6 Dallas. 14-7, 2nd period. Both teams unbeaten. 1st and 10 Redskins. Charlie Waters indicating he wants something called here. Clarence Harmon. For about 6, stopped by Benny Barnes and Aaron Kyle.
Stokes and Ron Saul did a good job of that left offensive side of the line that time. Brunig was sort of cut off the middle linebacker, and the Redskins may be taking a little larger splits in the offensive line. By that, I mean between guard and tackle in the center. They may get a little bit of extra room because Dallas is extremely large and active on the other side. They'll need the extra space.
Joe Theismann, the quarterback. Gives to Thomas. Thomas does his little dance, stopped by Thomas Henderson. Maybe Ed Jones got a hand on his foot. He may have gotten a first down. He got very close.
Did you see how Thomas had enough time, because of his quickness, to go into the hole and dance a little bit until Too Tall and those people had backed off and allowed him to have that room? It seemed to me like every time I was playing, if I didn't go full out, somebody was beating on me. But these backs are so quick, they have the extra time.
He just sort of skips around, skips his way up into the line of scrimmage and through. They'll measure to see if he got the first down. 5:49 left before halftime. And he did. Referee Dick Jorgensen indicated that a little dance by Thomas got enough for a Redskin first down. The Dolphins lead the Jets 21-3 in the second quarter.
Theismann, by the way, is 0 for 4 and 1 interception so far since replacing Billy Kilmer.
Right now it's 1st and 10 for Theismann and the Redskins. Going to try again. He gets away from one. He's being chased by Jethro Pugh. Chased by Ed Jones. Too Tall got him out of bounds. But he got out of a serious trap.
I bet Theismann's whole Notre Dame career and everything passed before him very briefly. Watch this rush. The Cowboys have him pinched off. The blitz works or does it. I'll tell you, he's a good athlete. And at 193 or 4 pounds, he can run like a halfback. Too Tall doesn't really get a shoulder on him, and I think Theismann might be glad.
What could have been about an 8-yard loss was turned into a 1-yard gain by Theismann. Maybe 2. Make it 2nd and 8. No question about it. Left tackle Tim Stokes missed the count.
New quarterback, too. He's over there with Harvey Martin, and the first thing that offensive tackle has to do is drop back quickly and try to cut the angle down, or somebody like Harvey Martin will live with your quarterback.
Here it is.
False start, number 76, offense, 2nd down.
Tim Stokes.
Uh-oh, here comes the dime defense in. Anticipating pass, huh?
Add Bill Gregory to that. Out goes Jethro Pugh. So the tackles now will be Randy White and Gregory, and the 2 extra defensive backs. 2nd down, facing Theismann now.
Mike Grant hasn't caught a ball yet.
No blitz this time. Theismann fires to the outside for Clarence Harmon and throws over his head. Thomas Henderson on the coverage.
That one looked like something from Logan's Run. That was shot out of a laser gun.
It was just starting to gain height when it hit the stand.
And now it's be careful time. Whatever you do with the football, allow yourself to at least punt it at the end of this play.
It's 3rd down. Redskin ball at their own 43. It's Dallas 7, Washington 6. Joe Theismann replacing Billy Kilmer at quarterback. The deal going on inside, and Harvey Martin is chasing Theismann. And he almost had him. Theismann got away. A little fracas going on between Randy White and George Stark. Harvey Martin put the heat on.
I tell you, Theismann got out again. Pretty good scramble, but there's nowhere to go.
Final score, Cleveland has defeated Houston 24-23. Brown record now 3-2, and Houston 3-2. The AFC Central is all tied up.
Are they coming this time? Are the Cowboys after that football?
Bragg is deep. No, they're not. They're trying to set up a return. And Bragg hangs up a high, good kick. Butch Johnson will be able to, or dropped it. It hit the ground, bounced right up back to him, and he got it and got out of bounds.
So he could play center field for those two baseball teams in the World Series. That was some kind of a grab there.
Pete Wysocki knocked him out of bounds. Sports Spectacular next week is going to be spectacular. Leon Spinks against Scott Ledoux. Michael Spinks against Gary Summerhays. Bernardo Mercado against Greg Johnson.
What are they doing in that World's Strongest Man competition? What is it this time? The icebox throw?
They got to have that some week. The tire throw. Wheelbarrow race. That's what it is. The wheelbarrow's got to have something in it. 750 pounds of sand. Dorsett on the option for Pearson, and he's got it. He stepped out of bounds at the 31. Out of bounds at the 31, at the 36. Dorsett on the option pass. Threw to Drew Pearson, and he stepped out of bounds at the 36, make it.
Watch the replay, Patrick. Dorsett does not fake it too well, but he really don't have to. Fact is that it went back to him, and he threw a perfect spiral. And Drew Pearson did go down and stepped out right there. He's got the foot on the line. He's trying to walk down the line.
His right foot got out of bounds. Another look at that last play.
It's a hard throw to make, too. He threw a pretty good javelin shot. Man, what he does to an offense is incredible.
At the 37 of Washington, it's Dallas first down with just over 4.5 minutes left to play before the half. Cowboys lead 7-6. Dorsett, the deep back. Staubach for Pearson. He got it. Gerard Williams on the coverage, but Drew Pearson made the catch and got both feet down in bounds.
Boy, Roger really threw that ball beautifully. He just pulled Pearson away from the defender enough to where it was going to be right on the line. Good pass protection. Again, now Dorsett goes up and tries to block, and he's doing a better job of that. Look at this ball. That's about as good a completion as you can have. Watch Tony now block. We've seen Tony run, Tony throw, Tony catch, and Tony block.
And a couple of times it's blocked pretty well. 2nd and 1 situation. Dorsett behind Herbert Scott, got tangled up with him and just barely got enough for a first down. Gerard Williams. Cowboys sort of putting the pressure on number 45.
Looks like it. And Scott is down on the field where Tony Dorsett stepped on him.
There's a guy got a chance to look at himself. Got it all going. Herbert Scott might have a few cleat marks on his back.
If Dorsett just did a staccato on his back and all, trying to use him. He did. Watch him. He pushes the guard down. Again, he's trying to wait and keep the speed under control. Here he gives him a couple. He's not saying sorry yet. He doesn't have time for that. I'll tell you one thing Dorsett's going to be good, too, is inside running. He's going to be able to pop for a yard or two better than anyone we've seen in a long time.
Herbert Scott goes out. New Orleans 7, Los Angeles 7 at the half. Jim Cooper, 6'5", 250 pounds from Temple, has taken Herbert Scott's place. Cooper is a rookie. There are 9 Cowboy rookies on this squad. They're measuring for a first down.
They brought Cooper back here a couple of weeks ago and moved him in and out, tried to protect him. I think he's a very fine prospect, but he's very, very young. Right now, the young and the old, everybody's going to be used in this game.
Rafferty is normally a guard, but he's having to play center for Dallas now because of the injury to John Fitzgerald. And now Cooper. Denver 21, Oakland 7. Second quarter. How about that? Dorsett and Newhouse, the running backs. 3rd and short. Dorsett has it.
That's what I'm talking about, Patrick. I saw Gale Sayers do this, and at 190 pounds, you just don't believe that the smaller man can be an inside runner. But they hit the larger guy on defense when he's off balance, and if they hit hard enough and fast enough, they'll drive him right out of there.
First down, Cowboys at the Washington 23. Neither team has used a timeout. Dallas has 3, the Redskins have 3.
And Williams has got Drew Pearson over there, the young cornerback.
motion is Jay Salvi. Fake. Salvi has it. Ducks under Houston. Houston missed him clean. Salvi just dunked under.
Good call. Rogers using a lot of different plays today. This is a must-win game for the Cowboys if they're going to cinch up this division. Salvi could have gone a lot further down that sidelines had he known. Houston doesn't miss much, though.
He took a good swipe. Salvi ducked under it.
Pat, here's where Dorsett puts so much pressure on you defensively. They get wide spaces and all there, and they pop him, and he can walk into that end zone. We've seen that already.
This is a first down at the Washington 13. Pearson drew in motion. The pitch is back to Dorsett. Around Gerard Williams is Dorsett, and down close to the 5. Talk about acceleration.
That's the darndest thing. Woo. He has no chance when this play started out. Watch it now. There's nothing fancy about this. And there's nobody out in front of him. Here's Williams. Head him off at the pass.
Jake Scott is responsible for him going out of bounds. He got 6 from nothing. Make it 2nd and 4. The ball is now at the Washington 7.
I think I might hit Dorsett during calisthenics when he's doing the side straddle hop. That might be the time to get him.
How about when he comes out of the tunnel? 2nd down. Again, Pearson goes in motion. Straight ahead is Newhouse. Touchdown, Newhouse. Good-looking drive there by the Cowboys.
They fooled that defensive tackle, and I wonder if Tony Dorsett might be the reason. I wonder if you get preoccupied with where he lines up in the formation.
7-yard touchdown run by Robert Newhouse. Let's check it.
All right, take a look now. Darren Talbot gets caught inside, and I don't even believe they logged him from the outside. I believe they just ran a sort of a negative at him.
They cut off Dennis Johnson. Newhouse walked in. Efren Herrera. It is 14-6 now. Dallas with 3 minutes, 11 seconds left before the half. Here's another angle of the touchdown. Well, something's
looks like a strobe light.
that could be part of Logan's run.
Newhouse's 2nd touchdown of the year. For somebody that they've been trying to find a replacement for years, little fella does quite a job, doesn't he?
This is his best start ever. Something to cheer about now as the Cowboys have taken the lead over the Redskins 14-6. Redskins have 2 field goals by Mosley. The Cowboys have touchdowns from Golden Richards to the pass from Staubach, and a 7-yard run by Robert Newhouse. That's Eddie Brown. Standing at about the 6. Herrera the kick. Good kick. Mark Murphy takes it out of Eddie Brown's hand. Gets out to about the 24. From the Dallas bench this word, Herbert Scott, the guard, has a pulled hamstring. A determination will be made at the half as to whether or not he'll be able to continue.
Big factor for the Redskins is that Billy Kilmer can come back in the second half and take over this offense. There you can see Scott.
There you can see George Allen.
You know, he's written 7 books on football.
I'm not surprised. I would have thought he'd written more than that.
All on defense, probably, but 7 books on football.
First down for the Redskins. They send Mike Thomas in motion, and Theismann drops back to pass. Theismann throws for Taylor. Covered by Aaron Kyle. And Taylor is saying he was interfered with.
I'll tell you what this officiating crew is doing, though. They're allowing people to go for the football, and you always got to remember that the defensive player, when the ball is in the air, really has as much right to it as the offensive player. And if you time it right, the way Kyle did on Charlie Taylor, you can meet right there at the football.
Here's the last part of that play.
There it is. Kyle goes over the top, tries to slip the jersey over Charlie Taylor's head, which is the best way to cover him, too.
If he can get away with it.
That's right.
Taylor and Grant both split wide to the right this time. On 2nd and 10, Theismann again drops. Grant hangs on this time. Short of a first down. He's stopped by Aaron Kyle.
Dynamite throw by Joe Theismann. He really came over the top this time with it. Man-to-man coverage. Look at that. Now Grant's undressed. Those jerseys must be made of Kleenex. What the heck's happening to the Redskin uniform?
Here comes Grant out. Jerry Smith has taken his place momentarily. Used to be a wide receiver, then shifted back to tight end. So now it's a double tight end situation for Jerry. Third and very short. Mike Thomas. Did not make it. Big, too tall Jones. How did he ever sift through? Anywhere. Ed Jones made the tackle.
I think Clarence Harmon, the back, was supposed to probably go for the ankles and pin him on the line of scrimmage. And Too Tall might have just stepped over everybody, really at 6'9". Watch the left part of your screen, and you'll find out along with us. There he is. No, he just beat the tackle's block. Stark had him around the knees, and that's still about 6 feet from the top.
The Redskins sent in their punting unit with Mike Bragg with his back to you right now. Dallas leads 14-6. 2-minute notification. Fourth down punting situation for Washington. There's Billy Kilmer, who injured his left shoulder. We'll know later whether he can play any more today or not. Mike Bragg hangs one high. What a kick. Butch Johnson at about the 17. Trying to get around. Clarence Harmon had a hand on him, and down he goes by Danny Buggs. Good coverage again by the Redskins.
That Buggs is out of West Virginia, and I'll tell you, he doesn't make footprints when he runs either. He can really run. George is getting younger. He's got 3 or 4 guys under 35 on that team. Where did they come from?
They're under 35.
Under arrest.
First down, Dallas at their own 14-yard line. Roger Staubach sends Golden Richards to the left. Drew Pearson right. Preston Pearson is now back in at one of the setback spots. Dorsett is out. Preston gets the call behind Burton Lawless, and Lawless gets a good block. Ken Houston made the tackle, and he's had to make a lot of them.
Now, here's another reason that Dorsett is helped by not always being in there. Now, Preston is one of those guys that does get behind and wait for the blockers and picks his little places to burst, and then the defense has to worry about a different kind of ball carrier.
Another injury report from the Cowboys bench this time. Aaron Kyle has been taken to the dressing room for x-rays on his wrist.
After jumping over Charlie Taylor, I guess, huh?
That must have been when it happened. Staubach is going to throw and throws outside. Mike Curtis is right there. Good play by Curtis to tackle Newhouse. Clock is running with less than a minute to go before the half now.
One thing we can think about, the Cowboys' only offensive time has been the third period, where they just don't get many points. Whereas the Redskins in the fourth quarter really have come on strong. Whether or not Billy Kilmer comes back, of course, will determine that.
Veteran Mike Curtis, who was with Baltimore for so many great years. Bottom of the fourth inning in the World Series. The Dodgers 2, the Yankees nothing. Don't forget to stick around at the half for scores and highlights of all the other games around the NFL. At the half with Irvin Brent, no Phyllis.
And Pete Rose playing the role of Phyllis. I can't believe Pete Rose in drag would look like Phyllis George. I can't believe it.
No. I was with him last week on the Sports Spectacular. And I think you're right.
Perfume and all. They couldn't fool you, right?
I knew it wasn't Phyllis. George Allen in discussion with Houston and Brown right there.
The first time they ever won here was last year in that big one they had to win. I'll tell you one thing about Allen. His teams are prepared. Nobody goes percentages and gives his players as good a chance to do as well as they can as George Allen's teams. They know what they're doing.
Those assistant coaches and George put in about a 16-hour day.
Incredible.
Every day.
Charlie Waller said he's buying a house right next to the practice field so he doesn't have, so he can see his family.
14-6, the Cowboys over the Redskins. Dallas, one of 4 unbeaten teams still in the NFL. Baltimore has already won today. 3rd and 11. Forward handoff to Dorsett. Gets away from a couple. Out of the shotgun that began. Dennis Johnson chased him down.
Did he chase him down? He is something. And by the way, much more cooperative with the people in Dallas and all than you're led to believe.
This is Dorsett, you mean?
Yeah, Tony Dorsett. He's a pretty quiet young person, but for all the notoriety and all, they said his head is still 7 1/4, and he's going to be all right.
Danny White will have to punt from near his goal line. Eddie Brown standing in Dallas territory at about the 46. Washington used one of their timeouts a minute ago.
Well, they may come with everybody. George Allen may be in this next rush.
He might even send Laverne Torgerson. 47 seconds left. You can see here they come. Got it. Redskins block it. Dennis Johnson can't pick it up. Redskins did get the football. It goes out of bounds.
Oh, boy.
2 Redskins chasing it. Dallas Hickman. Dennis Johnson. The ball finally goes out of bounds at about the 1-yard line, I believe, where it'll be 1st and goal Redskins.
We're not trying to make
about the
Allen,
1-foot line.
We're not trying to make Allen the coach of the decade or anything else, but I'll tell you, they can make a game very close even when limited. Look at this. And they tried to block it. He was on the sidelines talking to the 2 people he sent in. Here's the scramble now.
I believe it was Joe Harris that blocked it. There's Dyron Talbot looking on with George Allen. 37 seconds left before the half. 1st and goal Redskins. Dallas leads 14-6. Theismann is going to throw and does to Clarence Harmon, and he has the touchdown. Rookie from Mississippi State takes the touchdown pass from Joe Theismann.
I'll tell you, Theismann has really got it together. That's a tough call for him to make. A lot of people are watching him today all over the country, and to throw that TD pass from the 1-foot line. Look at George. He knows they're back in the football game, and they did it with moxie.
That might tie the NFL record for the shortest touchdown pass. That was 1 foot, I believe, from Eddie LeBaron to Dick Bielski,
Dick
right?
Bielski. No, that was about 8 inches. I think they've remeasured that.
It's on the scoreboard, and so is that extra point by Mark Mosley. It's 14-13. Dallas leads.
A gutsy call by number 7. Not having a great day filling the air against this tough defense, but he made a good call here. You can see that the young man that gets his first touchdown is all by himself.
The Redskins block a punt and get right back in it. 33 seconds left before the half. As you look at the Redskin bench.
It's got to be a big lifter for Joe Theismann and the entire offensive situation, though. The
Surely
right
does.
call by the replacing quarterback.
First punt the Cowboys have had blocked since last year. Jim Steinke of the Giants blocked one last November.
The Bears got one last year, too, I think, didn't they?
I believe they did.
Of course, they do it while you're drilling, while you're just trying to punt warming up.
Mark Mosley will kick off with 33 seconds left to play in the first half. Butch Johnson and Larry Brinson deep for Dallas. Line drive kick fielded by Henderson. And the speedy linebacker goes the wrong direction. Joe Harris made the tackle. Joe Harris blocked that punt, number 51. Harris, the linebacker from Georgia Tech.
Henderson just threw the ball at his tackler with disdain. He makes a routine run back, a rather exciting affair, doesn't he?
Cowboys 14, Redskins 13. 1st and 10 for Dallas. The ball at their own 30. Roger Staubach still the quarterback. 27 seconds left to play in the first half. Staubach gives to Newhouse, and they're just going to run it out. Newhouse gets out close to a first down, stopped by Ron McDowell. And they're going to let it run out? No.
I certainly would, wouldn't you? They're not going to.
They're not going to.
The Redskins work on small mistakes. They make them very large.
Gene Fugit, the ex-Cowboy, looking on. Staubach goes over to talk to Tom Landry. The Redskins have no timeouts left. The Cowboys have 2 left.
Be a good time to bring in Dorsett, wouldn't it? Just flank him all the way out by himself and run him straight up the sideline. See how many people go. And throw it to somebody else.
The guy in civilian clothes is Glenn Carano. Backup quarterback is on the inactive list.
And a very talented one.
Yes, sir. They are very high on him.
Did you realize Roger Staubach was drafted in 1964, 10th round draft choice? Then he went to Vietnam and did his Navy duty and everything, and they waited for him to come back. But the Dallas organization is rather bright.
Wherever he went, when he was in the service, he took a Dallas Cowboy playbook with him.
Is that right?
Yes, sir. 2nd and 1. Staubach deep in shotgun. Redskins are not blitzing. Staubach fires. Drew Pearson on his knee at the 42. Brad Dusek made the tackle, and again the Cowboys call a timeout.
And Efren Herrera must be standing up now, getting the old leg warmed up.
They usually have that little screen that he kicks into, and he's starting to loosen. He is loosening on the far sideline right now. Right now he's too far away.
Closing seconds of game or half or anything. I guess Drew Pearson's about as safe a place to throw it as anywhere, right? His direction.
One more play, and if it's complete and not a touchdown, there is the guy you'll see, Efren Herrera.
He's 4 out of 5 between the 40 and the 49. Remember that day? Remember that day he missed one? Hey, there's that World Series score. Dodgers on top today, huh?
5-0 over the Yankees in the 5th inning.
Remember when he missed that field goal up Minnesota?
Opening day?
Didn't want to go back to the Dallas bench?
I don't blame him. Bob Bruneck, number 53, the middle linebacker that the Redskins, I believe, had some designs on working on. Pat Summerall with Tom Brookshire at Texas Stadium in Irving, Texas, between Dallas and Fort Worth.
It's a 57-yarder from here if they would go to tee it up, so they'd like to have it about at least 8 or 9, 10 yards shorter than that, Patrick. I would imagine, but you being the kicker, you tell me.
They got Dorsett in the game, and they'd like it the closer the better. Dorsett is lined up to Staubach's right. Dallas on a long count jump. No time gone.
Looks like Neely might have made the first move with the left hand.
Illegal motion. That's the call. We'll see who they decide. It looked like a couple of guys might have jumped.
You know, the short pass might be an easier one to complete right now than anything else anyway. You're going to get a rubber band effect in deep secondary to make sure that Roger doesn't try to air it.
67 and 73, offense, first down.
Both tackles.
Like they were blocking the sled.
Pat Donovan and Ralph Neely. Ball is now at the 47-yard line of Washington. Dallas has one more timeout, as well as those 10 seconds left before the half. Score is Dallas 14, Washington 13.
First down, 15.
Defense has got to play that 10 or 15-yard pass pretty tight.
They're in the shotgun. Again, the long count. Dyer Talbot. The sack on Staubach. He got away from Rafferty and Cooper.
That's the 18th sack by the Redskins, and Talbot, does he love to get Roger Staubach? He's had a verbal, if not physical, feud with Roger for about the last 5 years, head-to-head.
And now, in all likelihood, they will let it run out. that's what they do. Into the first half. The Redskins broke on top. And Dallas got 2 touchdowns. The Redskins came back after a block punt to make it 14-13.
How about the amazing Denver Broncos? They lead Oakland 21-7 at the half. The Broncos have intercepted 4. Chicago and Minnesota battled overtime this afternoon. Here's Avellini rallying the Bears, going to Greg Latta. 16-13, Chicago ahead. Now, Chicago had a field goal. They could have won it in the 4th quarter, but it was blocked by Blair and Allen. Now, watch Sir Francis with time running out. Give him credit for one thing. He doesn't quit, folks. Here is Kareem Abdul-Jabbar. Intentional grounding. We go to overtime. Now, fake field goal. Minnesota goes for the touchdown. And they win it 22-16. And Jimmy the Greek, there's going to be some wise guys who are going to say they did it because of the number.
Forget about it, Brent. To begin with, there was a great play call. It was the first down. If the pass is incomplete, they still can go for the field goal. Bud Grant, don't challenge his integrity. I mean, he's a good man, honest man, and plus the fact that Minnesota was favored by more than 6.
All right, Irv, what about that World Series going on? Yankees trying to wrap it up.
Sorry to be listening to the baseball game right now, but the Dodgers are ahead in the top of the 5th by a score of 5-0. Dave Yeager hit a 3-run homer in the 4th inning.
Coming back to the Bronx, Steve Yeager did it for him, didn't he? Now let's get you up to date on all of the football scores around the National League. And we had some wild games this afternoon. Here's Dallas, the game you're watching, leading Washington 14-13, always a classic, isn't it? New England and San Diego, 7-6 in the 3rd quarter, figured to be close. And here's the surprise of the day. Denver has had outstanding field position, 4 interceptions. They've jumped all over Oakland, took the opening kickoff, marched in for a touchdown. Miami went back home, and they've jumped the New York Jets, 21-3 in the 3rd. Tampa Bay and Seattle, McKay trying to win his first. In the 3rd quarter, Seattle leads them by a point. The Los Angeles Rams just scored again, so now they lead New Orleans 14-7 in the 3rd quarter. And a final score, 24-23. Cockcroft kicks a field goal as time runs out, and the Browns now jump to first place. And Chicago losing to Minnesota 22-16 in overtime. Baltimore wins. That sets up that showdown next week with New England. The Colts still unbeaten, 17-6 over Kansas City. The New York Giants beat San Francisco 2017, although the 49ers rallied in the 2nd half. St. Louis, behind Jim Hart, beats Philadelphia 21-17. Likewise, the Eagles came back. Detroit downs Green Bay 10-6. Tough defensive battle in the NFC Central. And here it is. Buffalo shuts out Atlanta 3-0. The final score in that game. And the National Football League on CBS will continue right after these messages from your local stations. Only one man in the history of the National Football League had ever gained more than 10,000 yards rushing until this afternoon. His name was Jimmy Brown, and the man pursuing him, number 32, the Juice, and here he comes. Better than 10,000 yards as he closes in on Brown's fantastic total of better than 12,000. Now that set up a field goal. So here was Buffalo back to kick, and Atlanta stormed in them. The 4th quarter. Falcons needed just a field goal to try. Stopped 3 straight times. 4th and 1. Atlanta went for the first down. Scott Hunter is the quarterback. Keeps it himself on the roll. Great defensive play by Buffalo. They hold and take over. One more time, Atlanta comes down the field. And here it is. Hunter on the roll. Had Alfred Jenkins working the sideline. Hit him neatly inside the 40. Trying to get just a little bit closer now for Mickemeyer. But it was Tony Green who squelched the Atlanta Falcons. And they lose to Buffalo as Jim Ringo wins his first ever as a head coach, 3-0. Irv?
The Baltimore Colts remain undefeated today, Brent, as they defeated the Kansas City Chiefs in Kansas City by a score of 17-6. The Chiefs, of course, are looking for their very first win, but here in the 1st quarter, the ball on the 1-yard line, number 34, Ron Lee goes in for Baltimore and opens up a 7-0 lead. The Colts kicking off here. The ball, unfortunately, Kansas City's had all kinds of problems all year long with mistakes, and here the ball carriers hit and they fumble. And the ball is recovered by the Baltimore Colts, which sets up another scoring opportunity in the 1st quarter. Number 23, Don McCauley, will score. This is the 7th touchdown of the year, by the way, the most touchdowns by any running back in the league in 1977. Kansas City has the ball, 1st and 10 on the Baltimore 34-yard line, and Tony Reed, who's had an outstanding year, number 32, makes a real nifty run here, setting up a scoring opportunity for the Chiefs. And John Brockington, he used to wear the Green Bay Packers jerseys and colors, is now playing for the Chiefs and goes in for a score, but too little too late, and he lost 17-6.
You know, Irv, Baltimore remains unbeaten because of that, and for the Kansas City Chiefs, that is the poorest start in the history of that franchise. Tampa Bay trying to win its first. Seattle with the ball right now. Meyer, the quarterback, he goes to Largent for the touchdown. Boy, Largent's a fine receiver for him. Here is Smith now, again for the Seahawks. Number 47 crashes down to the 7-yard line. And again, that combination. Myers to Largent for a touchdown. It was 14-6. Seattle ahead. The Buccaneers rallied. Quarterback Gary Huff pulls out, and watch in slow motion. His time there as he rolls right, goes to Morris Owens, and Owens has got it, and he's out of bounds at the 2. But then Anthony Davis went in. 17-16 right now. Tampa Bay trails in that football game. Irv?
Brent, the Dallas Cowboys and Washington Redskins, if you've all seen, are really doing battle today at Texas Stadium, and Dallas leads the game at halftime 14-13, and there's just been a rash of injury to Redskin ball players. Joe Theismann in here for Billy Kilmer, who's out with a bruised shoulder, connects here with, puts the ball in the air and is picked off by number 41, Charlie Waters. Roger Staubach takes immediate advantage of that as he goes up deep in the air and hits number 83, Golden Richards. He goes in, and Dallas leads 7-6. Dallas is 2nd and 4 on the Dallas 30-yard line. Staubach ladders the ball to Dorsett, and he does something he hasn't done yet this year. Throws a pass. Number 88, Drew Pearson, latches on to it. Staubach hands off this time to number 44, Robert Newhouse, who runs the ball in, and Dallas takes a 14-6 lead. A lot of turnovers in this game, including blocked punts, and this one is blocked by number 29, Mac Murphy of the Redskins, and they recover the ball. Number 82 here, Dallas Hickman for Washington. And the very next play, 1st and goal on the 6-inch line. Joe Theismann sets up and throws to number 38, Clarence Harmon. He's in the end zone, and the score is knotted at halftime, 14-13.
Irv, the Jets on the board, kick an extra point, 21-10 right now in the 3rd quarter. Seattle just missed a 21-yard field goal. New Orleans and Los Angeles. Pat Hayden takes the handoff from Wendell Tyler. Tyler around the left side, 17 yards for the touchdown, 7-0 Rams. Archie Manning, back after a year's layoff, wants Henry Childs this time. 17 yards, touchdown, tied at 7. Here's Hayden, who replaced Joe Namath. More mobile, they say. Wanted to pass, does, right over the middle. Now watch his tight end, Terry Nelson. What has become of Charlie Young after this? How about that for a second effort by the Rams tight end? 46-yard gain on the play. McCutcheon plows in for the touchdown. Rams lead at 14-7 in the 3rd quarter. And don't forget tomorrow night on Monday night, Terry Bradshaw will try to play with that cast on his left wrist. A lot more football coming your way as the NFL Today continues on CBS in just a moment.
Brought to you as a public service by the National Football League. And now let's check out what happened in the first half statistically, Tom.
I've never seen stats that are more indicative of what not should be happening. A one-point football game, and you can see the Cowboys have all of the yardage. Roger is, see if I can find that, 10 for 18 for 138 yards. 33 offensive plays for Dallas, only 21 on the left there to Washington. Look at that, 75 yards passing for the Redskins, 227 for Dallas, including Dorsett's first running pass. And yet the block punt and the fumble, and the Redskins are not only very much in this game, but they may have left the field with more impetus than the Cowboys.
And the Redskins, as almost always seems to happen, the last team to come back from the dressing room after the half. There's Tom Landry, the only head coach the Cowboys have ever had.
First thing he did was start getting good people 17 years ago.
And he's got a lot of them now. 12 rookies 3 years ago, 10 last year, and 9 this year.
And some of those, like Tony Hill and all, are going to be not only good football players, but perhaps incredible ones. I'll tell you, though, if anything, Landry gets along with his players and has a better relationship with them than he did early in the career. I think he's grown right along with them.
I'm sure that's correct. There comes Bill Kilmer and Joe Theismann. Tell you what else you have to give a lot of credit to. Not just to Landry, but to the rest of the Cowboy organization. Tex Schramm, Gil Brandt and group.
Kilmer looks like he might be trying to get the uniform together like he's going to play, but that left arm, that's the one that was hurt up in that shoulder. Let's see what he's going to do, where he's going to sit. Darn, he's going to warm it up. In the bullpen, Billy Kilmer. You know, he caught a touchdown pass one time out in San Francisco. He's run for 22.
He caught a touchdown pass, I guess, when they were running the shotgun, or was he running at halfback?
He probably threw it and then caught it. He can throw some that are rather strange.
Speaking of organizations, that Redskin one is something else, too, isn't it?
Yeah, it is. Really is. They pick up people and say, you know something, you were a great athlete once, now lose 10 pounds and let's see if you can play like you did. Maybe better than you did before.
Stop and think about the difference in the way these teams were built. Just almost complete contrast. There's Kilmer.
He's firing them up. Look at that.
Skipping around. Limping around. Taking a few snaps now is Kilmer from Lenny Hawes. There's the friend Herrera. Dallas leads 14-13. They got a touchdown pass from Staubach to Golden Richards. There's Lenny Hawes and Kilmer.
And the first quarter was mostly injuries.
The Redskins got 2 field goals from Mosley. Touchdown pass from Theismann as Herrera drills it to Eddie Brown at the 3. Second half is underway as Brown swings wide to the left. Eddie Brown goes down. Mike Heckman.
Just like this. And one of the great blockers that ever played outside in football, I'll tell you that.
He can crack back like nobody else. Taylor and Grant split to the left. First down, Washington. Clarence Harmon into Dallas territory. Number 38 is tackled by Benny Barnes. Harmon.
Remember we told you that maybe the Redskins with the block punt and the good defensive stand might have come out of the first half with more impetus. You could see the first 2 plays under Kilmer have been turn-ons. And this is not a good quarter for Dallas. They have trouble scoring, and they allow 21 points in the first 4 games in the third period.
It's a first down now at the Dallas 41 for Kilmer and the Redskins. Kilmer. Frank Grant makes the catch. Mark Washington made the tackle.
That's Grant's second catch, but the first really effective one, and he had to make a good leap to get it. It looks like they, you either hang together or you hang separately. This is a big day for them. If they lose now, Dallas goes up unbeaten and 5-0.
On second down, again, it's Clarence Harmon inside the 30. Stopped by Harvey Martin. He was the first guy there, but Harmon got the first down.
George Stark, the big offensive tackle, got a good block that time on Tutaw.
Harmon is a free agent out of Mississippi State. Weighs 190. As we mentioned before, he was the Redskins' leading rusher in preseason.
Pat, there's one guy that turns on that Dallas defense, and we've seen it off and on through the great games, and that's Mr. Harvey Martin. And if he doesn't get mad right now, the Cowboys might be sitting back on their heels a little bit.
It's another Redskin first down at the Dallas 29, and Kilmer drops. And fires to Frank Grant. Mark Washington right back there with him this time. Aaron Kyle did not come back into the Dallas defensive lineup in the second half. He is normally the right cornerback.
Crazy shot. They're not actually in a cage. That's just our camera shooting through some kind of a gate.
Somebody's helmet. That was a face mask.
That was a face mask?
That's what it looks like. For those of you who haven't been there.
What it sounds like. It's scary.
At the 30. Second down for the Redskins. It's 14-13 Dallas. Kilmer sat out the second quarter. But now he's back. Second and 10. Again, he gives to Harmon. He ducks for a couple. Yet Jones slows down to make the tackle along with D.D. Lewis. Mark Mosley loosening up. There,
big
plenty
right
within
leg.
range. Yeah.
That heavy right leg of his.
Stump.
And now it's third and a little bit long, and now Billy Kilmer has to come up with a good play. And by the way, Kilmer calls his own plays. Yes, Joe Walton and sometimes George Allen mention things, but they've been mentioned during the week. He's his own man out there.
Right now he faces a tough 6 defensive back setup for Dallas and drops straight back. Nothing doing as Randy White is all over him. He got into the backfield quicker than Kilmer did.
Let's see if Billy hurt the left shoulder again if he gets up. All he's asking was, who was it? Who was that masked man? Watch the center of your screen for 54. Runs through Nugent's block and just crushes the quarterback. Dang, he's strong.
And quick. Back to the 36. There's John Riggins with the pipe in his mouth and on crutches.
And bad knee.
There he is. Ligament damage. Mosley from 54 yards. It's good. Mark Mosley puts the Redskins back ahead, 16-14, with a long field goal. It is what you would expect from a Redskin Cowboy game. 16-14, Washington leading. With Tom Brookshire, this is Pat Summerall watching Mark Mosley, ready to kick off. He's just kicked a 54-yard field goal to give Washington the lead, and he hangs another kickoff high. At the 5, Butch Johnson. Out of bounds by Danny Buggs. Word on Aaron Kyle is that he has a fractured wrist, and he will obviously not be back.
But he should be able to play probably within a week or so. As a defensive back, if your shoulders and head are all right, the hands usually come later.
You don't have to really be too sure about the head either. New England 14, San Diego 13 in the third quarter.
I say you got to be a little bit wacky to play corner in this league anyway, right?
What I heard. First down, Dallas now. Running backs Newhouse and Preston Pearson. And Drew Pearson goes in motion. The fake, the quick screen to Golden Richards. He slips one. Joe Lavender came up in a hurry, and Jake Scott, number 13, made the tackle, but Golden got about 5 or 6.
Good play by Neely. The offensive tackle got up and scraped off Lavender. Did you see how fast the darn defensive reaction was there?
I sure did.
I thought Golden had 15 or 20.
8-0, the Dodgers over the Yankees. The top of the 6th. Those shadows, because of the hole in the top of the stadium, give us fits. It's hard to adjust the cameras. I think you'll be able to see from time to time. Pitch back to Pearson. Started to move inside and skated back to the outside. Gave Kenny Houston a limp leg and came around the corner.
He's not too smooth, is he? 11 years, and he was a basketball player at Illinois. And can you imagine he passed waivers in this league, and everybody got a chance to grab him, and nobody did, and darn if he didn't end up in Dallas.
Dallas got him for $100. There's a word on Aaron Kyle. Fractured wrist. Event you might not know, Preston Pearson is the only one of the Cowboy 45 who was not drafted or signed as a free agent by the Cowboys. First down, Dallas. Ball at their own 34. 16-14, Washington to score. Pearson again with no place to go. Found a couple of places. Struggled for a couple. Mike Curtis made the tackle. The Redskins had it closed.
You know, we haven't had one call for number 79 on defense, McDowell. He and Donovan must just be having a standoff out there on every running play, and he's never been the biggest pass rusher, but I guess McDowell plays the run as good as any defensive end for a long time.
That's what everybody says. Dallas offensive line remains the same with the exception of Herbert Scott. His place has been taken by Jim Cooper at left guard. Burton Lawless is the right guard. Second down. Ball back. McDowell, who has intercepted one pass already this year, almost had another one.
He has 10 interceptions in 17 seasons. He really thinks he goes down and tries to drill with the defensive backs, and they have to run the dancing bear up to the other end of the field.
He and Pat Fisher played at Nebraska together, what, 15 years ago?
I think I played against him, for God's sakes, in the Big 8.
Third down situation, and for the first time in the second half, the shotgun is unveiled. Staubach about 5 yards behind Rafferty. Snap is good. Protection is good. Pearson is good. Eddie Brown was chasing, but he was always behind. Preston Pearson.
That defense was looking for Preston Pearson, and where did he filter through, and how did he get through? Let's take a look. Let's see where he goes through the line of scrimmage there. He should come, there he's to the right part. Eddie Brown's got the under coverage. Now it's the basketball move for Preston Pearson. This makes it look so darn easy, and that really makes you mad when you're on defense.
In Redskin territory at the 45, it's a first down for the Cowboys with 9:59 left to go in the third quarter. 16-14 Washington. Staubach is going to have to run in a hurry. He's away from one, away from two. Roger Staubach down the sideline inside the 20. Dennis Johnson finally ran him down. What an athlete he is, again.
Staubach told me before the game he's the same weight as when he came with the Cowboys. He only had 25 yards rushing in the first 4 games, but every time he does run, or has to run, it's usually an important one. Watch this now. The fake setup, he looks and sees no coverage, getting a big rush from Brundage. Time to make a move. Now McDowell. Oh, he can still leg it, can't he? He still wants to take on people, though. He's not satisfied yet. Now he gets out with Dennis Johnson on his back.
He got a first down for the Cowboys. Ball at the Redskin 30. Drew Pearson goes behind him in motion. Newhouse, the ball carrier. Newhouse to the 25. Mike Curtis, the tackler. Dyron Talbert helped.
I wonder if young Williams, Gerard Williams at left corner, is thinking he's the young man in that secondary, and you don't try to throw down the middle where Scott or Kenny Houston can get their hands on it. Lavender's super solo at the corner. If you're going to go to the corner, you'd probably go where the young man is in a minute here.
Drew Pearson will go in motion. Pitch back on second down to Preston Pearson, and Preston burrows down to about the 20 before Brad Dusick and Harold McClinton and Jake Scott converge. He looks like he has a first down, just barely.
And again, people are asking Tom Landry. I think he even gets a question at home. Are you going to start Tony Dorsett? And he says, not yet. We feel the two of them together are doing a heck of a job. Between the two of them, they had over almost 500 yards coming in.
The measurement, a little bit short. Lost about an inch.
Be third and short. It can be a pretty dangerous play to defense.
Lorch comes in. Dusick comes out. Dallas offensive huddle. It'll be Newhouse and Pearson behind Staubach.
5 down defensive linemen. They'll be pinching.
Got it. Pearson. Referee Dick Jorgensen stops the clock while they unpile. And he'll indicate now it's a Dallas first down and start it up again. Number 60, Dick Jorgensen. 66 was Dave Hawk.
Trouble time with the defense, the Dallas defense, is that they came in with about 190 some odd passing average a game and 189 rushing the football. They're almost at that great blend that everybody wants. First
down at the Redskin 18. Staubach gives to Pearson again. Mike Curtis wraps him up. He might have gotten 2. Pretty good adjustment for a guy like Curtis, who's been playing middle linebacker, or who played middle linebacker for most of his career, went from Baltimore to Seattle and now to Washington, to move to the outside.
Yeah, but he's the kind of fellow that would make it. All Mike wants to do is play as good a football as possible as long as he can, and a very free spirit and individualistic guy, and I think pro football should be very proud of Curtis.
A yard will make it 2nd and 9 at the 17 of the Redskins. Staubach throws quickly for Newhouse. Dropped it. Incomplete. Curtis was the guy covering on that play. Newhouse couldn't quite hold on. Early today, that end of the field was completely in sunshine. Now it's all in shadows.
Let's see the last problem play for Newhouse. Roger taking the snap. This is quickly unloading into the flat. There's Curtis covering, and I think Newhouse might have taken his eye off the ball and just dribbled it a couple of times.
McDole and McClinton come out. Extra defensive back is in along with Carl Lorch to help the pass rush. 3rd down, Cowboys. Staubach. Newhouse. Flag. Flag is down. Newhouse does not have the first down. Kenny Houston made the tackle along with Gerard Williams. Newhouse not enough for a first down.
El Grabo on the line of scrimmage. Looked like some holding.
That is the preliminary indication from Dick Jorgensen. We'll find out who did it in a minute.
It's either Lawless or Neely or both. Watch the left part of your screen. Here comes the Redskin twisting defense, and here's the throw to Newhouse. Williams coming up with Houston. Ooh. And Jake Scott comes in, too, a whole pile.
Holding, number 66, offense, 3rd down.
66 is Burton Lawless. Redskins have accepted the penalty. It would have been 4th down. Now it's 3rd.
Well, I got to believe this is the biggest play that Rodgers had to call offensively all year.
How about that Denver football team? 27-7 over Oakland in the 3rd quarter. This one I haven't seen. There's a guy behind Staubach, and now he comes in motion, Butch Johnson. And the blitz is on from the Redskins, fired high. Drew Pearson, and he jumped and was popped by Gerard Williams. Hit hard in the back. Eddie Brown also part of that pileup, but Drew, tough.
Trying to work on number 45, who did a good job and also got in his free shot. There's Golden trying to get out of some traffic, having some problems. And by the way, Roger Staubach that time was hit by Dennis Johnson legally and drilled pretty hard, too.
Charlie Waters deals at the 34. Herrera with a 44-yard field goal attempt. That's a good leg. He's got Dallas ahead again. Our friend Herrera from 44 yards out puts the Cowboys back in the lead, 17-16.
Run. A man with a deadly mission is sent into the future to change history as 2 civilizations fight for life on Logan's Run. Monday at 8, 7 Central and Mountain.
Herrera down at the 5. Dallas leads by 1. Thomas Henderson broke up the wedge. Flags go down. A flip has got to be called as Henderson came barreling in to the front of the wedge. Randy Hughes made the tackle. While they're talking about this penalty, word on Bob Brunet is that they were very fearful, of course. They were very careful when they took him off the field that he might have a serious neck injury. He is still at the hospital. They have taken x-rays, and there are no broken bones, but they're keeping him there for observation.
Boy, is that good news. I was really sweating out that report, and that's good. Brunet, right now, as they're going to keep him there, but no bad x-rays anyway, huh?
They're going to keep him a day for observation, but right now, the news is optimistic.
Personal foul.
Personal foul
Flipping,
flipping.
number 50 on the run back. 1st down.
Wysocki.
Guy Brown gets it right to the left there, but he did take 2 men with him. Now let's see how good Kilmer's offense is from the 7-yard line.
It'll be 1st and 10 for the Redskins. They're down by 1. Mike Thomas skips and skates and gets nothing. Henderson, I believe. Randy White, the first to hit him. D.D. Lewis put the clamp on.
Penetration by number 54. And if you're going to get somebody stirred up on the defensive side, not particularly the people you're seeing now, but the players themselves, I would stay away from Randy White and Harvey Martin. It looked like Billy ran right at him.
2nd and 11. They lost a yard. The fans come alive as the Cowboys lead 17-16. Washington has the ball deep in their own territory. Kilmer kicks it back to Thomas. And again, they swarm all over him. Charlie Waters. Too tall Jones.
And a great play by Brunig, the middle linebacker, number 53. Well, they are fired up now, and the crowd is asking for more from them.
The crowd is a sellout one. They lost another yard. And that report on Bob Brunig is now on the scoreboard. And the whole crowd at Texas Stadium breathes a sigh of relief. 3rd and 12. Ball back at the 6 now. Kilmer gives again to Thomas. And again, nothing. Henderson. Waters. Brunig.
Watch the middle linebacker now, Brunig, who'd loosened up a little bit. And I'll tell you, Mike Thomas really sticks it in there. The 2 linebackers collapsed on him, and I think Henderson had a few things to say.
So standing deep in his own end zone is Mike Bragg with Butch Johnson out in single safety for the Cowboys. See if they try to block this. They sure do, but they don't get it. They did hurry him, however. And the ball bounces at the 35, and it's down by Ted Frisch. Dallas will have the football at the Washington 37. The crowd on its feet as Dallas leads Washington 17-16 in the 3rd quarter. Cowboy first down at the Washington 37 as Roger Staubach is just joining his teammates. The Drum and Bugle Corps from the United States Naval Academy put on some show.
And their man is the quarterback, right?
Right. That was the pregame show, and it was terrific. The Kansas State band was terrific at the half. Terrific football game around all that. Pearson was lucky to keep the football. And Joe Lavender is tossing Golden Richards around downfield like a rag doll.
Lavender had Richards upside down. Looked like one of those vaudeville acts. It's a big series for that Washington defense, though.
Golden looked like he was made out of sawdust. He is checked back to the sideline right now. And Butch Johnson has brought the play in. Johnson and Preston Pearson go to the right. Drew Pearson is left, and Jay Saldi is the tight end in place of Billy Joe Dupree. 2nd down. Draw play Newhouse. Harold McClinton, one of the tacklers. Dyron Talbert, the other. He got to the 35, so it'll be a big 3rd down situation coming up.
All right, you're running the Redskin defense. You do not have Chris Hanberger out there. So the man in charge of that right now, and Eddie Brown comes in, they'll go to a prevent, but they've got to get Jared Williams over there, the young cornerback, give him confidence and support him from the inside. And let's see if Kenny Houston and Jake Scott give him a little bit of safety help down the middle.
Houston calls the defenses now. We've got Dorsett and Pearson in the game together now. Preston stops sideways out there. They're in the shotgun. Staubach gets away from one and throws to nobody. Eddie Brown gesturing, saying that he intentionally grounded it. They might be within range for Herrera.
Some pattern. Drew Pearson came all the way under and across the sideline, and young Williams was right with him. Look at McDowell's undressed now.
They're going to bring in Herrera. And the thing you have to consider here, other than the fact that it might be blocked, is that if he misses, it'll be a 52-yard effort. They bring it back to this line of scrimmage, not to the 20.
And if it's blocked, it could be worse.
Blocked is disaster. Charlie Waters holding. 52-yard attempt by a friend Herrera. He's going to get it there, I believe. He does. A friend Herrera from 52 yards away makes it Dallas 20, Washington 16. A friend Herrera's 52-yard field goal makes it Dallas Cowboys 20, Redskins 16, 3:09 left, third period.
His first over 50 yards this year, but a very, very large one.
Eddie Brown in the middle. The Redskins will field it at the 10. Brown with some room gets outside the 30 to about the 34. Fast Eddie Brown. Herrera was really dumped.
Eddie Brown is hurt, too. They really stuck him hard.
Logan's Run tomorrow night at 8. 7 Central in Mountain Time. Eddie Brown was hit hard on that kickoff return, and that's number 25.
I think that's the wind out of the sails. I believe he just got a shot in the back.
Redskins are hurting a little bit in the defensive backfield. Eddie Brown is the backup guy. Pat Fisher is out. That bad back. See if we can see it.
It's not exactly a late hit. Number 65 is the one that sort of lays it on him, Dave Stalls. One of his own men came across late, too.
That was Harris, number 51. Eddie Brown is trying to get up, and will get up.
Tennessee tough guy, that one, I'll tell you that. He's had big plays his whole life, you know it?
Yeah. Done a heck of a job, the Redskins.
He's a good-looking youngster, huh?
Wasn't he? New England leading San Diego now 17-13. That's fourth quarter score. Lenny Hawes comes up over the ball. Dallas ahead 20-16. 3 minutes left to play in the third quarter. Kilmer fakes. Kilmer has the ball almost knocked loose. And now he does. Larry Cole is the guy who got him down. Somebody else hit him early. Did you see who that was?
I think Henderson might have come on the blitz and caught him. The crazy thing was that Kilmer managed not to throw it or fumble it. Here it is now, a little semi-roll left. There's the first pressure. That's Henderson, I believe.
D.D. Lewis.
And D.D. Lewis. And now Cole comes. And Kilmer is just glad to maintain possession. Keep his left shoulder intact, too.
Loss of 11. 2nd and 21.
Oh, Whistling Ray is looking for trouble up there in the stands.
Doing a job on that Redskin pennant. Straight ahead, Harmon. Bill Gregory. Number 77 made the tackle.
Kilmer is 3 for 12 for 28 yards and came in as a 50% passer. A lot of trouble against this team, huh?
A lot of pressure against him. Miami 21, the Jets 17. The Jets coming back.
And
Kilmer.
And the dime defense is in there. Billy will read it. He's one of the best reading quarterbacks in football.
Mel Renfro, one of the dimers. Harmon is hit by Waters and popped by Waters. Pass was intended for him. We'll see Mike Bragg again. Listen to the crowd for the Dallas defense. Mike Bragg. Back to punt for Washington. Butch Johnson deep for Dallas. Good kick.
Ooh.
At the 31 is Butch. Shakes one. Shakes a couple. Butch Johnson to midfield. Excellent return.
And a tough run all the way.
Sports Spectacular next Saturday at 4:30 p.m. Eastern Time. Leon Spinks against Scott Ledoux. Michael Spinks against Gary Summerhays. Bernardo Mercado against Greg Johnson. All that plus the world's strongest men competition. They're rolling wheelbarrows this week, loaded with 750 pounds, and they're going uphill.
And bad wheels.
All that on the Sports Spectacular. Next week, Cowboys have the football right at midfield. Roger Staubach still the quarterback. He gives to Dorsett. And Dorsett is caught from behind by Bill Brundage, whose ankle got well in a hurry.
Chase that play down. And remember, when Dorsett touches the football, they're told, get a lot of him. Even if he tries to block you, make him pay. That came from behind Tony Dorsett, where he doesn't get hit a lot. Imagine, during his great career at Pittsburgh, he never had too many people in his wake like that.
Loss of 5. Fourth quarter score is Los Angeles 14, New Orleans 7. So it'll be 2nd and 15 now. 1 minute to go, third period. Pitch is back to Dorsett. Lost the football. Redskins have it.
But remember, he's one step away, darn near every time he touches the football, of doing something incredible. He gets cut off. The Redskins overplayed the side where they ran to. Now watch him cut back. And the last man not only gets the ball, but keeps him from breaking.
Ken Houston is the guy who made the recovery.
It's about his 3rd fumble of the year, Dorsett's 3rd fumble.
Dodgers 10, Yankees 2, bottom of the 7th in the World Series. Looks like they'll go back to Yankee Stadium. 1st and 10. Redskin ball at their own 44, and Kilmer wastes no time. In the direction of Frank Grant, Benny Barnes is going to be called for interference.
A lot of pressure on Kilmer that time. I think Billy would like to have probably had it back and had another chance to set down on it a little bit. Big rush. Little holding on Benny Barnes.
That'll be an automatic Dallas for Redskin first down. The Cowboys lead 20-16 with 38 seconds to go in the 3rd quarter. Kilmer sat out the 2nd quarter with an injured left shoulder. Here it is.
Holding, number 30, defense, first down.
That's not the right number.
Add one more to it. There's Riggins. As we've said, the ligaments of the knee, and he was running very well at the time.
First down, Redskins. 1st and 10. Ball to their own 49. Harmon straight ahead. He doesn't look too bad.
And I mean, covers up that football and sort of hunches over it. The toughest kind of guys to tackle are those that pull it in like a turtle and give you nothing but a helmet and shoulder pads to get at.
4th quarter, Seattle 30, Tampa Bay 23. Tampa Bay has lost 18 in a row.
Don't forget that Gene Fugit is a heck of a tight end and has seen very little thrown his way so far.
2nd down. Mike Clarence Harmon carry. Enough for a first down for Harmon. Ed Jones came out and made the tackle. That's the end of the 3rd quarter with the score. The Dallas Cowboys 20, Washington Redskins 16. We now pause for a word from your local station.
Two of Brenda's boyfriends show up at the same time. Rhoda steps into the picture with disastrous results tonight on CBS.
Redskins standing in the sunlight. Harmon, after they got through marking, did not quite make a first down. I thought he had it by at least a yard and a half.
Tell you, they just played country boy, and nobody even grinned in this crowd. Right now, everybody's sitting pretty tight.
It's 3rd and inches right now with the ball at the Dallas 42. Redskins own the football. Calvin Hill tries to nudge his way.
Tell you one thing, he didn't look like he got it as much
as Harmon.
As young Harmon did.
They're going to bring out the chains again to see if Calvin got it or not.
Calvin used to be the big leaper, remember?
Yeah.
Man into space all the time. That time he didn't even get up off the ground very much.
That's a final score. Miami 21, Jets 17. That roar from the crowd went up because the bottom score on the scoreboard says Denver Broncos 27, the Oakland Raiders 7. They are moving the markers. Calvin Hill did get it, but just barely.
Billy throw on first down, perhaps, in this series, huh?
Never know. He doesn't want to throw against that defense with the extra defensive back, so this is a good time to throw. Kilmer gave the ball to Harmon. D.D. Lewis hurled that body in there.
I don't know if D.D. was firing, as they say, a linebacker, but he came across so fast. It was total commitment. Watch the left of your screen. Look how fast.
Ducked inside Thomas' block.
And the first down play is so important against the Cowboys.
Bob Brunig, the guy who made the tackle. Larry Cole goes out along with D.D. Lewis and Bob Brunig.
Now they're ready for pass. They've got the rubber band guys back in there now.
Including one Mel Renfro, number 20. Kilmer takes a long time. And the clock is run out, the 30-second clock. As indicated at the far end of the field, and the Redskins will lose 5.
Boy, that makes Billy mad, too. That's the one thing a quarterback, especially a great pro like Billy, doesn't want to do.
Delay, offense, second down.
Doesn't need any words.
20-16 is the score. Dallas on top with 13:48 left to play. Cowboys are unbeaten. Redskins have lost once. Cardinals won today. The Giants won today. In the NFC East as Kilmer retreats. Randy White's after him. Martin is after him. Flag is down. Gregory finally got him.
Plus offensive holding, I believe. The flag was thrown right into that melee. Man, I'll tell you, the Cowboys came with a rush that time.
No blitzing either. Done by the 4.
Oh.
The indication is holding. And Kilmer might be hurting a little bit more. He got up very slowly.
Wish you could look into that face, because Kilmer is really hot. You talk about a competitor. Look at this. He's just grouchy now, and he's mean,
Holding,
and he's been thrown
number
around.
62, offense, declined, third down.
62 on the offense is Dan Nugent.
Here it is now. Watch this Dallas pass rush. As Pat said, it's only 4 people. But I'm telling you, they're like 4 stallions coming out.
As Randy White, he was trying to block. So it'll be third down and 20. 13:43 left on the scoreboard to play. Kilmer, the quarterback. Henderson fakes a blitz. Draw play to Thomas. Henderson made a tackle. Ball is loose. The Cowboys are saying we got it. But that doesn't count.
I don't think.
The referee says they got it. Henderson got the ball. He made the tackle and recovered the fumble.
A big turnover, too. Look at this. Henderson's taking the ball home. That's going to go on the mantle.
You're not getting that one back. So Dallas takes over at their own 45. They still lead 20-16. Dallas defense has really shut down the Redskins' passing attack. They've netted only 9 yards all day. First down for the Cowboys now as Pearson Drew goes in motion. Straight ahead, Newhouse pops for a couple. Like Mike Curtis was the tackler. It is now Denver 30, Oakland 7. Greg Morton has found a home.
When you lose, you might as well lose big, I guess. But imagine the Cowboys would like some insurance points and a little bit of time chewed up off that clock.
Raiders had won 17 straight. Regular season and preseason. That tied Miami and the Chicago Bears record. They're trying to break it. It looks like those dreams have come to an end. Staubach starts to take off. Flag goes down. Dennis Johnson takes him down. Flag down on the far side of the field.
wasn't near the offensive line of scrimmage, but it might have been holding, but it was thrown in a rather weird area. Wonder if it was...
Must have been when Johnson was trying to get away from Neely. From the Washington bench, Ron Saul has a bruised knee. Probably will not be back. It's some tough day for injuries.
Trying for the tight end. Here's Roger Staubach now. And you are behind the Redskin defense. The roar you hear is not this replay. That is about the call. Roger trying to run with it, and the flag was thrown right through the lens.
Call against Neely. So it's third down now and 14 yards to go. 12:52 left to play. Dallas 20. Washington 16. Third and 14.
Guess who's in the game for the Cowboys? Number 33.
33. And 26 stays. Two good receivers. Staubach is deep. Here come the Redskins. Drew Pearson. Got it. He beat Gerard Williams. Staubach read the blitz and just threw it up in the air.
Gerard Williams did not play the ball at all, and Staubach made a great impromptu move against the total blitz. Let's look at it from the end zone, Patrick. Here it is from the shotgun, and I mean, Redskins sent everybody. A quick throw, and he did a hang job with it. And the young defensive back never got a chance to play the ball at all, and Pearson is really nifty. He's from another century, maybe the 24th.
59-yard touchdown pass. Staubach to Pearson. Herrera with the extra point. It is now 27-16. The Cowboys, after they read the blitz perfectly, at least Staubach did, and put the pass on the money to Pearson. Staubach is 13 of 25 now. 2 touchdowns. That last one, 59 yards.
And he hasn't been intercepted today either. That was a beautiful throw against the blitz.
It really was. Larry Jones is deep in the middle for the Redskins, taking the place of Eddie Brown. Larry has got the good speed.
Oh.
He's got a little alley, too.
Oh.
At the 35 by Guy Brown.
Another one of those linebacker types the Cowboys have running around.
Look at this guy. Those people.
So we got enchiladas from him the other night.
We did. Stayed up all night remembering it.
Let's see what Kilmer's got in store now. There's still a lot of time left, so don't stroke it off. It's 12:33 left in the fourth period.
It'll be first down for the Redskins at their own 35. It is now Cowboys 27, Redskins 16. 12 and a half minutes left to play. Mike Thomas goes in motion. Kilmer still the quarterback. Here come the Cowboys. Charlie Taylor at the 48. Mark Washington. Let's watch that touchdown pass again. This is a thing of beauty.
Remember, if you catch the people in a blitz and you anticipate it and you go with this, and this is just hanging it up for one of the great receivers in football. Boy, I'll tell you, the defensive back, once he gets his head turned, he can't play the ball, and it's over. Look at this move. Of course, he married Marcus Haynes' daughter. He ought to be able to handle the ball a little bit.
I wanted to see if it bounced back to him. That's Roger Staubach. Had a good day. Kilmer drops again. And throws in the direction of Harmon. And the flag goes down. I thought that was legitimate.
I don't see what the call is yet.
Intentional grounding.
But he threw it at the feet of a receiver.
That's what Kilmer's saying right now.
I thought the crowd might have called that, and the official was very quick to do it. When the quarterback's under duress, he has a chance to throw the football.
He is arguing now with Jorgensen about that very fact.
Going to lose a down.
Kilmer's hot. I think he has a right to be in this case.
Big rush by Dallas, but he did have the arm going forward and threw it right at somebody's feet. Better cover up the bike on the field right now, I'll tell you that.
Number 17, offense, loss of down, second down.
Loss of down, loss of yards, second down. See if you don't think his arm is going forward.
Okay, let's see what he was throwing to. He gets a big rush. Watch the right part of your screen. That's Larry Cole reaching over. Now, he's got part of him. Here's Kilmer throwing it, and there's a receiver right there. I got to complain if I'm the quarterback.
Yes, sir. To Thomas. Harmon was out in front of him. Harvey Martin caught him from all the way on the other side of the field. It was 2nd and 25 when they began that play. Thomas got about 11 or 12. Kilmer's still mad.
The thing you can't let it do is affect the rest of your game. You got to go ahead and call and worry about those plays in front. But he is mad. He'd like to have timeout so he could really get it off his chest.
And now discussion going on. Kilmer. I want to talk to you, he said.
He'll cool it down, though.
Yep. They start the clock again. We have 11 minutes and 15 seconds left to play. Harvey Martin standing up the line of scrimmage, leaning over toward the Washington huddle. He was trying to hear the play that was called. It's 3rd down now. 15. Kilmer drops. Harvey Martin got him. No, he doesn't. Randy White got him. Bill Gregory got a piece of him. Kilmer ducked under Martin. Randy White arrived along with Gregory.
Gregory and Martin missed him, and then here comes Randy White along like a steamroller. I tell you, Billy's hurting now. They really roughed him up on that series.
Those of you who watched Seattle defeat Tampa Bay 30-23, welcome to Texas Stadium. Pat Summerall with Tom Brookshire. It's the Dallas Cowboys 27, the Redskins 16. We're in the 4th quarter with a little over 10.5 minutes left to play. Waters in close to blocking it. Butch Johnson handles it at the 20. Spins away from one. Does not get away from Mark Murphy. Harmon down there to help out, too.
Everybody's tackling that football right now. It shows up on almost every running play. Well, Billy, I don't blame you for being mad. Pretty bad call. The only protection a quarterback has is either complete the pass or unload it somewhere near somebody.
10:29 left to play. Dallas by 11. A little over 10.5 minutes left to play. Newhouse thunders out. Dennis Johnson made the tackle.
Newhouse had 50 yards rushing before that play, and he got that all by himself after he left the line of scrimmage.
Joe Theismann loosening. Word from that area, the Redskin bench, is that Eddie Brown has bruised ribs, and he is not expected to be back again. Been a tough day, a hard-hitting day
for both teams.
Dorsett and Newhouse, the running backs. 2nd and about a half yard. Ball to Dallas 26, Staubach. Been the Dallas quarterback all day. Gives to Dorsett. And Dorsett got the first down and more before he was hacked by Ken Houston and Dennis Johnson also. There's Kilmer with his pads off now. Those of you who watched Los Angeles defeat New Orleans 14-7, we welcome you to our broadcast of the Redskins and the Dallas Cowboys. Dallas leads 27-16. Eddie Brown is back in the lineup as an extra defensive back now.
This is one of the most physical football games that I've seen in 4 or 5 years.
We started to run down the injury list. For those of you who joined us late, it would take a while. Newhouse slips a couple of tackles. Dennis Johnson gets him down.
And the clock is running. It's going to be under 9 minutes very shortly. And the Redskins have to turn the football over to get back in it. There's Kilmer.
Bill Kilmer suffered that injury late in the 1st quarter. Rested the 2nd quarter. Came back to start the 2nd half, and now he is obviously through for the day. John Riggins is out with ligament damage. Bob Brunet suffered a neck injury. He's gone.
Kyle has a broken wrist for the Dallas Cowboys.
Brundage had an ankle injury. He's back, though. Outside of Johnson. Johnson cuts back inside and got a Dallas first down at about the 46. Gerard Williams is the guy they're going after.
Boy, I'll tell you, Butch Johnson's coming on awfully fast. Golan Richards had a big TD pass, but the play you just saw was very well done and not in a hurry by a second-year flanker. Got a good block by Donovan, and he waited for it.
Roger Staubach has touchdown passes of over 50 yards, one to Golan Richards and the other to Drew Pearson. Robert Newhouse has a touchdown, and Efrem Herrera has done the rest.
Almost 8 minutes left in the game now.
1st and 10. Dallas has the ball at their own 46. Here's Dorsett. Gets out of bounds in front of the Redskin bench. He got about 3 or 4. Final score in the Oakland-Denver game. The Oakland winning streak is over at 17. Denver 30. Oakland 7.
Snake Stabler intercepted 7 times.
Good gosh. Oakland remains unbeaten. Baltimore won earlier today. I beg your pardon. Denver remains unbeaten. Ball right at midfield here at Texas Stadium. Oakland loses for the first time. Baltimore has won earlier today. Dallas is leading. And that'll be all the unbeatens if they continue to lead. Here's Newhouse. Inside the 45, stopped by Ron McDowell. Good effort by Newhouse.
Kenny Houston and Butch Johnson elbowed each other in the secondary. I'll tell you who's done a heck of a job in the middle of that offensive line is young Rafferty, the offensive center, in for Fitzgerald. He has blocked very well out there.
How about this now? You can lead a horse to water, but I guess you can make him drink.
I wonder what's in the cup.
Whatever it was, the horse spit it back. 3rd and 1. Dorsett squirms and got the first down. Brad Dusick.
Did you see that body extension by number 33?
Look at Houston.
He got hit, wrapped up, and then the whole body just shot ahead. Watch Dorsett. Now, this is what I talked about, an inside runner. Watch. Now, here's the spin. Look at this. Full length out to get the first.
Golan Richards just tried to retaliate against Joe Lavender and lost again. New England has defeated San Diego 24-20. That now a final score. Here's Dorsett. Cutting back inside. He had been averaging over 8 yards a carry. He has not nearly come close to that today. Mike Curtis and Jake Scott made the tackle. But it still is exciting.
And the Redskins secondary is chopping at a receiver on every play right now. Don't forget, 60 Minutes will be seen immediately following this game. Nobody wants to miss that, much less those of us in the booth, I'll tell you.
It'll be seen in its entirety.
Entirety? Entirely entirety.
It'll be at its normal time on the West Coast, and of course will be seen in its entirety. 2nd and 5 situation with less than 6 minutes to play now. Dorsett straight ahead. Quick, who have just joined us. We're in Dallas. Score 27-16. The Cowboys. 5:15 left to play in this football game. It's 3rd down for the Cowboys. Staubach looking around, and he's started to cut back against the grain, and now he gets down. Dennis Johnson from behind.
I'll tell you, Kenny Houston had the elbow cocked that time, and there may have been 3 or 4 elbows cocked. Roger knew it was coming. Didn't get the first, but he got out alive.
It'll be 4th. And about 1. Danny White is up in front of the Dallas bench. Here comes Newhouse. They're going for it.
This is called throwing the glove in somebody's face.
Carl Lorch comes in. It'll be 5 down linemen for the Redskins. Jay Saldi, number 87.
Look out on this play, I'll tell you that. The line of scrimmage is going to be really fearful.
Staubach is going to take a timeout. Chance for us to remind you again that 60 Minutes, the will immediately follow this football game. And you'll see it in its entirety, except on the West Coast where it'll be seen at its regular time. So Dallas takes a timeout with 4 minutes and 15 seconds left to play. Ball at the Redskins 33. The Cowboys lead by 11. George Allen never losing his enthusiasm. It's 4th and less than a yard.
I'll tell you one thing. Strap yourself down because you're going to see something down there this time. It's all right here.
Cowboys lead 27-16, and they're going for it on 4th. And short. Newhouse. And Dorsett gets the call, and Dorsett gets it.
How do you stop a speeding bullet?
Mike Curtis made the tackle.
All you got to do is give him a little room and then just try to block your man as best you can. He follows Newhouse right into it.
Dallas 27, the Washington Redskins 16. It's been a typical Washington-Dallas game. Looked like Dallas might dominate things in the first half, and they did, as a matter of fact, but the Redskins were down by only 1. It's Newhouse straight ahead to about the 30. Clock continues ticking. 3:45 left to play. Ken Houston and Ron McDowell on that last tackle. Pat Summerall with Tom Brookshire. We remind you again that 60 Minutes will be seen immediately following this game in its entirety. That is, except on the West Coast, where you will also see it its entirety, but at its regular time.
What time is it on the West Coast?
I don't know, but whatever time it is, you'll see it. Dorsett to the 25. Jake Scott on the tackle.
Great defensive play by the 2 safety men, really. Dorsett in the open field with a blocker. Houston took the blocker, and Scott took the ball carrier. I tell you, he's scary, isn't he? Look at Dorsett.
Frightening. He's going to get a rest, I believe. No, it's Newhouse that goes out, so Pearson and Dorsett will stay. That's what Tony D has done today.
Threw a 34-yard pass, had a fumble. He takes part in a lot of the game of football.
Has he caught a pass?
He threw one.
He also caught one, didn't he? I think.
Yeah, I believe he did.
Yes, he did.
Pumped the balls up before the game.
All 24 of them. Staubach, look out. There's Mike Curtis. There was Mike Curtis. Staubach out of bounds at the 12. Pearson took a shot at somebody.
Harold McClinton.
Is that who it was?
On the Dallas side of the field. Of course, the whole stadium's full of Dallas people. I guess it wouldn't be the right time to start one.
And very few Dallas people have left. Stand still, just packed.
I tell you, Roger can still get it underway in a hurry. When he runs now, he is still a good running back. We talked about taking care of yourselves. You know, he's no spring chicken anymore, and looks to me like he's in as good a shape as almost anybody.
Sports Spectacular is in good shape next week with Leon Spinks against Scott Ledoux, the world's strongest men competition. Michael Spinks against Gary Summerhays. And Bernardo Mercado against Greg Johnson.
Hey, we just had some more talking between the Dallas offense and the Washington defense, and this time even Drew Pearson was yelling at somebody over there.
He's got a cast on his hand. Offsetting fouls is the call. Staubach got enough for a first down. 2:23 remain. The ball at the Washington 18.
If you start a fight in here with Dallas, you better get the buses running outside.
I told you none of the fans had left. Dorsett and Newhouse shift into the eye. Newhouse. Well, the whistle said he was stopped. He got away from Mike Curtis and stayed on his feet. But the whistle had blown. He is tough to get down, isn't he?
So short and so strong. He wouldn't do too badly in that world's strongest men thing, I'll tell you.
No. 2:04 left to play, and the Redskins take a timeout. That's strange. They had waited 4 seconds.
You get one for nothing, right?
Right. Next on CBS, 60 Minutes, which you will see in its entirety. Followed by Rhoda, On Our Own, All in the Family, and Kojak. Great lineup tonight on CBS. It's been a great afternoon at Texas Stadium. All those programs you just saw will immediately follow today's game. All in the Family will have a special hour presentation saluting Edith's birthday.
Archie should have some classics for the birthday. Somebody will wear the cake.
In an hour. We'll tell him what might happen. All those programs will be seen in their entirety.
You know what we're realizing, though, and I think we might have said this earlier in the season, that I don't think Dallas really realizes how deep or how good they are. And everybody should realize it now. They had a lot of people hurt today, too, and the people that filled in did very, very well.
Very young team as well. So with 2:04, Roger Staubach has made his visit to Landry and group. Second down situation, 11. The ball at the Redskin 19. 27-16, the Dallas Cowboys lead. Staubach. Pearson. Got it. Not quite. Boy, that guy is something else. Gerard Williams made the tackle.
Is that incredible? What a catch. Try to figure out how many he's caught today. Coming across the middle. He juggled it a little bit, but put it away even with the cast.
That was catch number 6. He almost got the touchdown. Not quite. The 2-minute notification has been given. Dallas leads by 11. Going to squeeze out the clincher if they haven't already done it. They lead 27-16 with 1:58 left showing on the scoreboard. They have it first and goal at the 1 after that spectacular catch by Drew Pearson.
Staubach is 15 of 27 for 251 yards.
Dorsett, Newhouse, Pearson. Dorsett tried to go over the top and didn't get in. Mike Curtis jumped to meet him.
Impressive last drive, though, when they were using the clock up and keeping the ball at the same time, huh?
They've been a very impressive football team all day today.
Fly.
Here comes Scott Laidlaw. First time we've seen him today. Gee, forget about the guys they got on the bench. Doug Dennison hasn't played at all. Another good running back. Second and goal then. Dorsett did not get anything. Less than a minute and a half. Fake. The fire. Jay Saldi had a chance.
Saldi comes out of the tight end spot. A heck of a call from that overbalanced eye. McClinton is hot in pursuit. Here's the throw. Look at Saldi, makes a heck of a try. He's second year out of South Carolina.
Watch the fake by Dorsett.
He's got to protect himself at all times because they're going to be hitting him whether he has it or not. Newhouse takes it too.
They both scored. It's third down. Still that half yard to go. Minute 19 left on the clock. Same set of backs. Newhouse, flag goes down. Newhouse tripped over somebody.
Looked like Neely went early.
Either Neely or
Billy Joe
Dupree. I'd like to explain again that 60 Minutes will immediately follow this football game in its entirety, except on the West Coast, where you'll see it at regular time. You're not going to miss any of it.
Illegal motion, left end, offense, third down.
Billy Joe Dupree, the big tight end move. Now they've got a little breathing room. I thought maybe Roger Staubach would take it in on the quarterback sneak when he came back that last play, you know. He used to do that.
He ran a quarterback draw against the Giants very well.
There's some angry people over there right now. The last guy ending up with the ball may get hit.
Admire that Redskin defensive unit. Admire the whole Redskin team, as a matter of fact. They have hung tough. Newhouse got in. His second of the day. And a heck of a run it was. Robert Newhouse.
205 pounds on a 5'9.5" chassis. 5'9.5". He really gets stuck here and just gets the big legs working. That's quite an effort.
Jake Scott hit him at about the 2, and Newhouse just kept on burrowing. And so a friend Herrera, with Charlie Waters holding, tries to make it 34-16, the Cowboys, and he does. And now they will start to depart as you look at that clear blue Texas sky out through the hole of the roof. It is 34-16. Dallas over 16.
Next week, don't forget the Philadelphia and the New York Giants. And then after Thanksgiving, Dallas takes the trip to Washington, and that should be quite a game too.
Chuck Milton's been our producer of this broadcast.
Bought us tacos last night.
He does all his best work in Dallas. Sandy Grossman, the director. It's always so well done there, too.
Certainly is.
Herrera. That's Larry Jones, who can't find a handle. And the speedster goes down. Dave Stalls made the tackle. It'll be Redskin football at their own 28-yard line. These are final scores now. Buffalo beat Atlanta 3-0. Detroit over Green Bay 10-6. St. Louis beat Philadelphia 21-17. The Giants over San Francisco 20-17.
A lot of close games.
Here's Theismann dropping and throwing. Harmon over the middle. Mike Hegman made the tackle. Less than a minute left to play now. More scores, and again, these are all finals. Minnesota 22, Chicago Bears 16. That was an overtime game. Cleveland beat Houston 24-23.
Wow.
And Denver 30-7 over Oakland to break that unbeaten streak. Break that. Theismann on a scramble. Stopped by Harvey Martin. 45, now about 40 seconds left to play. New England struggled over San Diego 24-20. Miami beat the Jets 21-17. The Jets came roaring back at the end. Los Angeles over New Orleans 14-7. Finally, Tampa Bay lost to Seattle 30-23. 19 straight losses for the Buccaneers. Hey,
Whistling Ray.
Ray gets all the good jobs.
I wonder if he goes on the road or if they...
You notice what he's using to shine those boots. Redskin pennant.
Oh, that's right. Somehow I missed that. There's George Allen. That's the toughest trip of all, going back to the nation's capital with a lot of injured people, and the hopes are dashed a bit.
Somebody's down on the field. I believe it's one of the Cowboys. Which one, I can't tell you right now.
A lot of people, though, have counted out the Redskins before, and they just come whistling back as long about December. They are close if they can win a big game, right?
It was Harvey Martin that's down. Oh, that was down, and now he's up. Shaking hands with a friend Herrera. Ernie Stotner looking back at his prize defensive end. Washington's record will be 3-2. Dallas will be 5-0. St. Louis, the Giants, and the Eagles all 2-3. Underthrown, intended for Harmon by Theismann. Mike Hegman again on the coverage.
Gregory making a pretty good pass rush, too. Again, those are people we haven't called before because they can't quite get into the lineup. When they do, they're still very strong and good, active.
Clock is stopped with 31 seconds now with that incomplete pass.
Billy Kilmer's final stats were 4 for 14 for 42 yards. Theismann is 3 for 10 for 19 yards and the one touchdown of about a foot.
Incredible pass defense. Theismann running away. Chased by Tutall. Gregory got a hand on him. Chased by Cole. Caught by Ed Jones. Larry Cole. Larry Cole.
Tutall never stopped running. Stopped running, did he?
No, he didn't.
Two. Larry Cole, too. Theismann saw Tutall. He put on the brakes.
20 seconds left on the clock now, and Theismann's coming over to talk to George Allen. That incredible Dallas pass defense had allowed something less than 36% of the passes against it going into this game. Now it's better. Remind you again that 60 Minutes will immediately follow this football game in its entirety.
In its entirety.
Right. That is, except on the West Coast, where it'll be seen at its regular time. 20 seconds left to play. It's Dallas 34, the Redskins 16. Look out. Harvey Martin and Randy White meet at the quarterback. Theismann. Tom Landry, a very happy person right now.
7 sacks for 42 yards lost and a lot of physical abuse to quarterbacks. Billy's already wrapped up. Kilmer on the sidelines. Look at this. Harvey taking the outside. Drew a dead beat on a very tired young quarterback.
Less than 10 seconds now. This will be all. Harvey again coming around the outside, and Harvey again, and Randy, and Larry, and the clock runs out. Harvey Martin sticks his hand into the air. Dallas 34, the Redskins 16. 60 Minutes will follow this football game. You'll see it in its entirety except on the West Coast, where it'll be seen at its regular time. Don't forget the CBS Sports Spectacular. Leon Spinks against Scott Ledoux. Michael Spinks against Gary Summerhays. Bernardo Mercado against Greg Johnson in the World's Strongest Men competition. That's on the CBS Sports Spectacular next Saturday at 4:30 p.m. Eastern Time. Final score here, Dallas 34, Washington 16. This is Pat Summerall saying so long from Texas Stadium, Fort Tom, Brookshire. The NFL Today is a presentation of CBS Sports.
This is CBS.